All righty. We are live. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry, we're running a little bit late tonight. We're letting Martin finish up his show. I've been watching the whole show, so that was enjoyable. Um, Hope everybody's doing fine today. And would like to let you guys know that we're going to do things a little bit differently around here. I'd like to reintroduce myself. I am BEAGS, and this is MUDDIN, and this is Mudding with BEAGS. My boss decided to get me a baby beagle puppy for Christmas, and his name is MUDDIN, MUDDIN. So special thanks to my boss, Ryan, and I really appreciate the gift. And as many of you know, my original show was, based on, my name, and I had a beagle. I had him for a long time. He was pretty old, and he passed away a couple years ago. His name was Orwell, named after George Orwell. And I also had a Chihuahua, and his name was Roscoe. He was on the show a lot too. Orwell was never on the show, but Roscoe was on the show a lot. And Roscoe passed away last summer. And so I asked the universe for a beagle. And, if you understand how the law of the universe works, you just, ask, believe, and receive. And so, right after Roscoe passed away, I gave it a little time, and then I asked the universe for a beagle. And so this little fella showed up recently. He's 9 weeks old, and he is a pure miss. So he's going to be riding shotgun with me from now on. And I think we're going to go back to the roots of the show, and kind of start again, start anew. So we're going to have a kind of a do things a little bit new and different around here. We're also going to go back to the roots of what I've been doing. And he likes to nibble. He absolutely loves it. But how you doing, hippie? Welcome, Secret Luck to Jesus. Hey, Sherry Ives. Hope all are having a good Christmas. And we're gonna go and dig in the digital archives tonight, all around the place, and see what we can find. And at certain intervals, I may have to go and do a patrol with this one. He kind of runs the show, and so we'll just play it by ear. Hey, Brian Evans, how you doing? And we'll just have a good time and hang out and enjoy the chat, and we'll see what we get into, and hopefully we'll keep going with this idea of what's called Mudflood and old world research. And there's been a lot of talk lately about Tartaria. A lot of people getting really riled up about the idea of Tartaria, and it's very difficult for lower consciousness people to understand the concept of what we're talking about, and so they take the word Tartaria and they bite into it like this dog's biting into this, and they just gnaw it because they can't even understand that there was a country or a civilization called Tartaria. They just can't even fathom that because it wasn't taught to them in school. And then if they do finally understand this, then they just they don't understand how it's possible for there to be an old civilization that nobody knows about. I mean, my goodness, there's so many things in our world that we don't know about. It's like most people do not know that the assassination of JFK was a conspiracy, still to this day, all these years later. Most people don't know that 9/11 was, well, an inside job. Most people don't know the earth is flat. Most people don't know a lot of what we know. So, no, it's not surprising that people don't understand about Tartaria. So, hi Andrea, how you doing? This is Muddin. I think you were a little bit later coming in. This is Muddin, and the show is Muddin with BEAGS. So we got Muddin and I'm BEAGS. So the point here I'm trying to make is that I enjoy looking at this idea of a hidden civilization, an old world that we were not taught about. I believe that there is an old world. I don't care if it's called Tartaria. The word Tartaria is just it's like I'll say, hey, somebody says, would you like something to drink? I say, yeah, get me a Coke. Knowing good and well that all there is a Pepsi in the refrigerator. Okay. It's a blanket term. Okay. And so I don't care about the word Tartaria. It's completely unimportant to what I'm trying to do. I believe there was an old world civilization that was covered up. I believe there was a mud flood of some sort. Something happened that we don't understand. Now, whether it was, this actual mud that came in, or whether the simulation was changed, or whether there was a worldwide civilization, or whether there was a civilization that's called Tartaria, which there was, but none of that matters. What matters to me is that something happened, and with this research I'm trying to present to y'all is the idea that something happened that we don't know, and to try to inspire you to look for yourselves. If people want to believe the mainstream narrative and believe that we built all this stuff, that's fine. That's wonderful. Great. Go read a book on architecture and go that route. But I'm consciously past that, and I'm not going to relent my intelligence to stupidity of people that are too unintelligent or too unconscious not to look past what's been presented to us in schools and in books in the histories. And so I'm going to just keep going with my research and let the ninnies just eat crow. They're you can't have a conversation with them because they don't want to talk about the research. No one has ever come at my research ever, not one. Okay, they want to come at you and attack you on because you're ugly, because they think your shirts aren't the right color, or you're not the right religion, or you're whatever, your nose is too big, you talk too loud, you whatever. They don't want to talk about anything that's real and important, and it's just there's no reason to have those conversations. So we're not going to have those conversations in the future. If I disagree with someone, I'm going to let you know I disagree with them, and there's not going to be any debate. I don't give a damn to debate anymore. There is no debate. You can't debate when the other side wants to tie your hands behind your back and duct tape your mouth. That's not a debate. It ain't never going to happen. I'm never going to do that. So I'm going to put out what I think is right. I'm going to share my opinion. I'm going to share my beliefs. If you want to hear it, fine. If you don't want to hear it, just turn the channel off. Okay? Just turn me off. You're not going to offend me. It's okay. I've tried to go to bat for the community. It doesn't work. I've tried to build the community. Doesn't work. I've tried to bring the truthers together, the community together, the researchers together. It doesn't work. They end up just shredding each other, and the confusion gets to be just absolutely ridiculous. If you actually had a sit down conversation and you had the people that are actually butting heads get in a room and start talking, you wouldn't have these problems. But the problem is you have this thing called the internet in between, and there's this miscommunication between people, and nothing's getting resolved. So fuck it. You cannot resolve this problem over the internet. So I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to do what I do and move on and let the ninnies kiss my ass. Anyways, just Guy, how you doing? So I'm going to let this one go play, and we're going to get into some digital archives, and we'll see where we go from here. So I appreciate you hanging out, and I hope you all are having a good Christmas, and we'll see what we're going to get into. Let me find where I want to go first. Okay, this looks good. And it's going to share some screen. And that one looks good. Okay, so first thing I think we're going to look at today is this. Let me make sure you're full screen, because I don't really think you care to see little old me look at these. You want to see pictures. Okay. So let me reduce this. That's better. And how do you do that? There we go. That's a little bit better. It gives you a little more. Okay, this is from the Cincinnati Public Library Digital Archives. This is the Cincinnati's historic architecture, an overview of 150 years of architectural styles. About this collection since Cincinnati's founding in 1788, buildings and the built environment have played a major role in the story of the city's growth. From early fortification to simple log cabins, the earliest block houses made of stone, architecture has been a necessary factor. When precious few 18th century structures survive in the area, many 19th and early 20th century examples of the city's past are with us today. While iconic structures such as the Music Hall, City Hall, and Union Terminal are fine examples of widely known historic buildings in the region, countless other structures quietly continue on as vital reminders of our collective past and help to tell a story to present and future generations. We hope you all enjoyed the sampling of building styles and time periods representing the city's proud architectural heritage. And let's see. Oh, view the exhibit from. Oh, okay. That's talking about this thing. Okay, so we're gonna click on that sucker, and we'll get into these things. We've got Clifton Residence. So this is a mansion. That is pretty. Architectural finials up at the top. And that's how they would pull in the etheric energy. Hello, Dan. How you doing? I think is Maggot here? Hey, Maggot. How you doing? The detail on this thing. Just amazing homes. Oh, look, we've got Mudflood windows down here on the bottom. Oh, look, are these? Yeah, I think each one of these little windows is different. Right here, here, and here. That's pretty cool. That is a beautiful home. So there's another level under here. View on Church Street. So these are different homes. I believe that when you see walls like this, I believe that is where they graded the streets so they were more level, and then they built these retaining walls. I believe this is, the mud that came in. It's interesting. An image like, of course, it would be impossible to look now, I imagine. You might get lucky, but what if you could dig this tree out and see where the actual beginning of the tree was? Is the beginning of the tree here, or is the beginning of the tree here? And I don't know if you could actually tell that, but it's something I wonder. Mudflood winders, more etherfinials up here. Where did all these bricks come from? Diamond symbology. Okay. And how do I go to the next one? Okay. And we got Arch to Art Museum. Got cobblestone brick road. And every time I say that the road is not melted, I hear somebody say, well, I've never heard anybody say that a road is melted. So just go watch the Truth Seeker 69 and, you can watch the meltologist tell you that these cobblestone brick roads are melted. So, it's funny. I actually am starting to know more about meltology than the actual people that watch the meltology channels, because I studied them so much. Their research is just one of the most pathetic things I've seen in my whole life. They have built this mythology around what they're doing, and it's it's very difficult to watch, because it's one piece of crap after another that they do. So it's really quite comical. If I ever had the time and the desire to destroy that group, it would be very easy to do. I just don't have the time, and I really would have to have the desire, because they're so just ridiculous. Watching and researching their stuff is literally painful to the mind. It's just sad. Anyways, diamond symbology. I don't know what's going on right there. That's pretty cool. I got a little castle here in Cincinnati. It reminds me of it's not, but it reminds me of a Templar cross. But I wouldn't call it a Templar cross. Look at that brickwork right there. Really cool. Perfect arches. Something up here. Really, that's pretty cool right there. And here's our work right here. We got this, little wood sidewalk. We did that. That's our quality. We can definitely handle a wood sidewalk. Okay, so there's only one picture in that one, and go to the next one. And what we got? Hello, Masonic Q. Merry Christmas. Oh, what is this place? Oh, Art Museum and Academy. So I guess this is what was behind that entrance that we were looking at a minute ago. Check out these windows on the bottom. Very interesting how they. Why would you? The concept of putting a window on the ground to me is just ridiculous. I mean, you have to wonder how many times somebody just kicked the window in, or something went through the window because it was just on ground level, or the water seeped in because it's on ground level. It's not like it's not like they went down to Lowe's back then and pulled out, a box of caulk and caulked all their windows. I don't know what they used to seal their windows. I don't know if they did seal their windows. That's something that I've never found a window caulk back then, but I wonder if that's a well right there. Big old arches, porthole there for the wind catcher system. A wind catcher system, and there's the wind catcher right there. A wind catcher system is where they would draw the air in, and it would circulate through the building, and they would use portholes to give it more or less airflow. And they could also build a cooling system where it would run all the way down into the ground and go over cool water and then come back up, and it would cool it. They could also heat it. So wind catchers are really cool. Most people don't know about them. because they have been removed, or people don't know what they are. Matter of fact, when you read into some of these buildings where they're working, rebuilding them, refabbing them, where they're updating them or fixing or repairing them, you'll come across these things where they talk about how they have these systems in and they don't know how they worked. Oh, we don't have any plans for it. This is the K-Roo building. K-Roo, weird name. Let's see. Big old arch doorway. There's another cobblestone brick road. This is one thing, where did all these bricks come from? If we had an actual count on the bricks that were used in this time frame, I don't think we could even comprehend the number. I think if we actually knew brick by brick all the bricks that were used for every building, for every road, for every wall, for everything that was built, I think it would just crush the narrative, because there's no way that they could prove where these bricks came from. There's no way. They can't do it now, but there just were not, and people don't I don't think people comprehend how difficult it is to make a brick. You got people like Mr. Darth Awar, where he'll say, "Oh, well, we had brick making machines. Oh, yes, that's how we made them." No, that's how you made the mold of the brick. You mixed the elements and you put it in the brick making machine, and it spit out a brick mold. Okay, you've got this brick that's not been fired, and until you have fired that brick, you don't have a brick. You have a piece of clay. And then they go, "Oh, well, they sun dried them." No. We're not a third world country. We're not India. We didn't sun dry them. No. These are fired bricks. And firing a brick is a pain in the ass. It is complicated. It is difficult. It's an art form. You lose 10 to 15% of every batch of bricks because of the way they have to fire them. Because some of the bricks are just too close to the fire and they burn up. That's what's known as clinker bricks. And yes, bricks do melt. And I don't think anybody can account for these bricks. There's a Mandela effect, 4 eyes for the number 4. What does that say? Can't read it. 8, maybe 1891 on that, maybe. That's kind of odd right there on top. It almost looks like something we built right there on the top of that. This is another thing, clock mechanisms. I mean, a clock mechanism was a very complicated thing. I've said in the past many times, clocks are expensive. And the point behind that is that they weren't simple. People weren't just walking around with watches on the wrist back then. Clocks were expensive, and that's just a pocket watch. And then you get into stuff like these large timepieces, like on this, and you're talking about a very complicated thing where you have 4 clocks being run off one mechanism. It's complicated. It's not simple. I don't think people take these things into account. What do we got here? What is it? Central Union Station. This is no longer there. This is one of the when I was first waking up, I learned about this building, waking up to Mudflood, excuse me. When I first started looking into this is one of the buildings I looked at, because it's very interesting what was here and what is left. So this is the Cincinnati Union Station. And right here, you could see these humongous arches going into the ground right here. Right there. Absolutely incredible. And the trains would come in underground here. But got ether fencing up here, ether finials, portholes, fleur-de-lis, pyramid symbology, portholes, arc lights, cobblestone brick road that's not melted. I'm gonna say that every time just because it pisses people off. I want you to get mad. I want you to get so upset that you actually look into what I'm talking about. What is this crazy nut talking about melted brick roads? Go talk to the meltologist. Ask them about it, and then actually think about what they're saying. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Do your own damn research, people. But what I found interesting about this building is since it's no longer here, they demolished it. They left this one little thing. They left this wall right here. And as far as I know, it's still there. But what's really interesting is that today it's a parking lot down here. There's I think a freeway right here, or here, or here and here, something like that. But anyways, if you go look at this location today, and you go into the parking lot on Google Earth and you look back, you will see arches just like this that are still there. There's a wall behind here, and you can still see the arches today. It's still there. How cool is that? Ooh, doo-doo-doo-doo. What do we got next? Got the Chamber of Commerce. Because, well, we want everybody to think we're really important. Look at all the power lines going across that thing. And there's Fred. Fred is the horse that built America, in case you were unaware and uninformed. And check out the construction here with the windows going in. I mean, I would absolutely freaking love to see the plans for this, but not now. No. I could draw the plans now. What I'd like to see is before they built the building and the architect shows them the plans for this and says, yeah, we're going to build all this. Okay. And you're going to have your windows going into the ground. And we want you to, basically, because all this is straight. It's all level and true, right? They don't just put a block here, and then 2 blocks here, and then 3 blocks here, and then 4 blocks. No. That's not how they build it. It goes all the way down. That's how you build stuff. Okay, if you don't know that's how it works, well, you don't know anything about construction, and, well, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. You need to do some thinking. So I would love to see them say, okay, we want you to build what's on this paper, and then we want you to cover it in mud going in an angle. Because the people that build that are going to be like, wait, you want us to build it and then cover up our work? Okay, well, that makes sense. There's that interesting window with the 1 overall arch, the 2 small arches, and the small porthole. We got a flat earth asterisk right here. Those would be lightning rods. Got an eagle representing the phoenix right there. Architectural urns right there. And no, I don't believe there's giants in the urns. And they're not urns like it's not like a burial urn. They're solid. There's a thing I heard a lot when I first started looking at this, that the giants were in there. And I'll be the first to tell you that a lot of the stuff going around in the old world Tartarian Mudflood research communities is a bunch of horseshit. You got these TikTok Tartarians, and they're absolutely sensationalizing what we're doing, and they're just throwing it out there to make money. They're just grifting, and it's just pathetic to see. This is the Columbian School. because it's just ridiculous. It's not. They're just sensationalizing it. So I ask you to do your own discernment. Check out these little fellas. Aren't they cute? And use your own discernment as to what you're watching. Got these windows down here on at the ground levels. I believe these were part of the wind catcher right here, here, and here. I don't believe they were chimneys. I believe they were later used as chimneys. And what else we got? Hi, Squirrel Sniper. Merry Christmas. Columbian School, Avondale. We can build this, beautiful structure here, yet we just cannot figure out how to, put something on the road. I mean, that's, much more complicated. I don't know. Honestly, I really think it would be a lot easier. Personally, this is my thinking. It'd be a lot easier to pave a fucking road than it would be to build this building right here. But that's just me. I mean, I only do this for a living, but personally, probably my opinion doesn't matter. But in my opinion, I think it would be easier to build a road. I mean, let's say you want to use bricks, you just put down a brick. I mean, you put down cobblestone. You just put it on the damn ground. You don't have to cut and chisel block and make brick and come on, wind catcher. I don't know. I would think that there'll be some thinking involved in these things, but I don't know. Boy, the knees will tell you whatever they want, but courthouse. So we're going to go to court here because we need to be have a big imposing building. Oh, now I love a good awning, and those right there are model awnings. It doesn't get any better. Looks like Boss Man right there. Check this dude out, sitting out here. Check out these old ether lights. What I mean by ether lights is that I believe that these ran on free energy. Arc lights. It's got a Moorish look to it. Yes, the Moors were in America before, Columbus. They were already here. I mean, newsflash, the black folk were here. Okay, guys? We are the ones that were late to the show. The black folk were already here. That's why they had to make it look like they started a slave trade, because they had to cover that up. Looks like you got something right there. I can't really tell what it is though. Hello, holistic meter. Okie dokie. I think that one's about done. Let me go look on next. What we got next? Go on. What you got there? Okie dokie. We got the First National Bank building. It's an interesting little contraption box thingy. There's Boss Man right there. And it's just wonderful. Yeah, here again, the architect's going to say, I want you to build this building right here. Yes, to the plans. Yes, it's going to be square and level. Yes. And then I want you to cover it with mud. Yes, Mr. Contractor. Yes, Mr. Contractor. Bury the fucker in mud. That's what I want you to do. Yes, you heard me right, sir. Yes, bury the fucking building in mud. Thank you. I'd love to be in on that conversation, because I know the contractor was like, are you stupid? You want me to cover my work? You can't figure out how to make the road level? You want to cover the building as opposed to, really. I think these are pavement light right here. They have if you see, I don't know if you can see this line right here. It looks very distinctive of pavement light. And same here in this area. It's hard to tell. I can't confirm nor deny. Big arches. Got some detail right there. Got some fancy detail there. Look at that unnecessariness right here. I mean, I don't even know the words. Maggot would explain this better than I could, but even DN, you could probably explain this better than I could. Is this section right here, how it flares out into this rounded turret? It's got a Moorish look, but it's not straight up and down. This is level and true. This is flaring out. That takes a skilled ass mason. Maggot's got to be on the job. DN's got to be on the job. We got to have somebody on the job that knows masonry. It's not, Joe Blow, that works laying brick. 4th Street east from St. Nicholas Hotel. And there is Fred. Fred, again, is the horse that built America. They basically loaded up all this shit on Fred's back and rode it down the road and built it all up. You got to imagine, okay, they didn't have the trolleys. They didn't have the, trucks, or yes, they had trains, but, they had to get it from one, they didn't always have the train tracks right into the building. They sometimes had to move things over, but these horses were utilized to move copious amounts of these materials. Horses. I'm not saying horses can't move a lot of shit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it just doesn't make sense. And they don't have power. They don't have electricity. They don't have, heavy lift cranes. They just don't have the equipment that we have now. And today, I don't think we could do what they did back then. I really don't. There was something going on back there, in my opinion, and opinions like assholes. And this is my asshole that I'm putting up here for y'all to see and enjoy. Okay. In my opinion, this was all built much earlier than they said it was built. There was another civilization, and they were wiped out, erased, or it's a simulation and they changed the simulation. But what I do not believe is that we built it. I don't believe that not saying that we can't build it. And this is where a lot of the ninnies go, oh, they're saying we can't build it. No, we can build it. Absolutely, we can build it. We can build it. We can build it. We can build it. Shut the fuck up. Okay, we can build it. We could build this. I don't think we did. I don't think we did with the time. They're telling us, oh, they built this building in 1 year. They built this building in 3 years. If the timelines are absolutely ridiculous. They can't tell you where the bricks came from. They can't tell you who cut all these. They don't have. They'll say this architect designed it. Okay, well, who constructed it? Where's the contractor name? Where's the history of that? Where are the purchase orders? Where are the fucking purchase orders? Show me the purchase orders. You can show me architectural plans that can be, in hindsight, drawn up. Any idiot can draw up a damn architectural plan if they know how to do architectural plans. They can look at the building, they can inspect the building, then they can draw up an architectural plan. That doesn't build the building. Okay, it's the contractor. It's the person that actually physically does the work. Where's the name list of the masons, of the bricklayers, of the carpenters? Okay, where are the name lists? Where are the purchase orders? Where are the purchase orders for the buildings? Where are the purchase orders for the materials? Where are the purchase orders for the materials to make the materials? Where are the purchase orders? Where are the labor? Where are the receipts for the labor? Show me the receipts. You can't show me nothing. You ain't got shit. Okay? You ain't got nothing. Let me see an audit of these buildings. Show it to me. You can't do it. I know it. You know it. We both know it. You may not like me. That's okay. I can deal with that. People have not liked me before. That doesn't bother me. Hate me, love me, It's okay either way. But show me the fucking purchase order. That's what I want to see. Hello, baby Mitchie. Happy Christmas. And check out that fence right there. That's kind of cool. I like that. And we got a little Mudflood winter down here in case anybody knows. Oh, what we got? Oh, it don't even tell us what it is. We don't know what this is. It could be anywhere. No, it's Cincinnati. Little pyramid symbology. That's nice how they did that. But I believe it's a wind catcher. Etherfenial up there. Also with a directional weather vane. And I can't tell what's going on up there. Oh, we got a date 1881. That's a really cool looking date. I like how that's done. I don't know. That's a neat date. All right. What else? What else we got? Show me more. Give me more. Give me more. German home for old men. The German home for old men, not the American home for old men, not the Cincinnati home for old men, not the United States home for old men, not the Civil War veterans home for old men, not the whatever the old men of the South old men home. This is the German old men, the German old men home, because the Germans needed an old home. I mean, who's writing this shit? Got the Mudflood windows in case you need those. Got modified stairs, big old arch. La-di-da-di. Got a 1891 up there. Got a porthole. That's part of the wind catcher. There's the wind catcher right there. Etherfenial. More etherfenials. Those reminds me of those balls, you stick your hands on, your hair stands up. It's all electric. It's electric. Oh, where are we going? Government building. Oh boy, we love those guys. Their arc lights, ether fencing, etherfenials. Look at that. That is just incredible. I honestly, this is one of the things that just blew my mind when I started looking into this research, is that I always thought this kind of architecture was in Europe. Okay, hands down, I get it, got it. Okay. But when I found out it was actually in America too, porthole, when I found out that we had the same architecture here, that really blew my mind, because it really was not, I believe there's something very staged or fake about these guys right here. And this one, they look very staged to me. I don't know why. They just do. Overhead trolley. Got Mudflood drop-ins right here. All this looks very staged to me. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. It just looks staged to me. It's just an opinion, people. Don't get bent out of shape. It's okay. It's Christmas. Have a little eggnog. Hotel alms. Hotel alms. Okie dokie. So does that mean that the room is free in some way? Is that an actual construction setup right there? It's a rarity. Mudflood windows across there. Old gaslight, Mudflood windows, arches. Let's see, Mudflood window going in the ground, because we're going to put a window so close to the ground it has a speck of light coming through it, because we need that little bitty piece of light to come through so we can see in our fucking basement. What are y'all doing in the basement? Oh, hey, seriously, why do you want to be in a dark, dank basement? What are you doing down there that's so important? Are you going to store your shit down there in the moisture? I don't think so. Are you going to run around there in the dark because you don't have electricity? Look, you got fucking gas lamps. I don't think so. Why are you building rooms underground? Why? Why are you doing it? We don't do it today. Why don't we do it today? Because it's stupid. What do we put in the basement? We put in utilities and parking lots. We don't actually put the rooms down there, the rooms that we're actually going to use for, our main occupations. They're down here putting dwellings and businesses and, shit like that in this time. Why? Were they just stupid? I don't think they were. I don't think they were. I love the contrast of the two different types of brick here. That's really pretty. Get your coin here. This is called a coin with a key. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, we put pumps in basements. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a wind catcher right there. These wind catchers, y'all think I'm like, don't, uh, they're interesting. They're important. What is this? Just a house, little Mudflood windows. You know what that reminds me of right there is what's called a Sears kit house. I don't know if it is, but it's what it reminds me of. And what do we got? Jewish Home and Hospital. Got these little fellas dolled up. I mean, this fella right here is on point. He is decked to the nines. We got a little Mudflood window action right there in case you need any of those. Got those lying around every now. But I was really amazed at how these buildings were everywhere. And yeah, I don't think y'all have comprehended yet how many of these buildings are no longer here. How many they've demolished. That's like it's absolutely incredible when you really start going deep diving into this research. How many buildings have actually been demolished or burned to the ground? It'll blow your friggin' mind. That's when it really gets real, because it's one thing to look at one building with an Ezra up here pulling in juice, but when you look at thousands of them in a city that you had no idea were there before, that's when it really gets real. That's when things, kind of take a different turn. These great fires are no joke. They really did burn the shit out of these cities. Krippendorf, Dittman and Company's factory. Okay, and these are pavement lights right here. And the telltale sign is this dark line right here and this dark line right here. And the reason I know it is pavement light, even though you can't see the pavement light, is that the outer frame was metal. It was a metal frame that went on the outside that linked one panel to the next. So that is pavement light right there, even though you can't see it. Just going to have to trust the BEAGS on that one. Arc light, or don't. I'm going to sleep tonight either way. Not going to bother me a bit. Oh, now that awning is absolutely incredible, beautiful. Look at that. We got awning. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is like an awning here and it rolls down, but then they got like a little piece of awning that just sits there like a turd hanging out of your ass that you forgot to wipe. That's what that looks like. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Merry Christmas. La-di-da-di-da. Got some kind of AD KD, maybe 1888, maybe. Rather odd. I don't know why this building reminds me of the Texas School Book Depository, which is also a mud flooder, in case you hadn't realized. Do the research. Bum, 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 bum. The first floor of the school book depository that everybody knows is actually the second floor. Look at that masonry work right there. Very nice, very nice. Let's see what else we got. And ME Church Clifton. Got a couple Mudflood winners there in case you need some of those. 80, 18, 90, maybe 7 or a 2. Not show. I love that stonework. Look at that coin into that. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're going to put on a meltologist hat now. What we have here is we have melted red brick, and that red brick, well, over here it popcorned. Over here it is the popcorn, and over here it turned into bigger blocks, and then it made this staggering pattern right here, and that's why it looks just perfect because it's melted and blown up, and that right there. It's a melted building. That's the kind of shit they hand me. That's the research they're handing me. I don't think that's what I want to hear. Epithelial. And here's another thing. Let's just throw this out there while we're throwing, we built these buildings people under the bus. These right here, those are probably terracotta roofing tiles. So they have to be added into the brick list too, because these have to be made out of, clay and fired and that's a whole nother aspect of things that people aren't even seeing. That's a wind catcher right there, in case you've never seen one of those. You got a little ether finial over here in case you need to bring in some ether. This is probably the input for the wind catcher, and this is probably the output for the wind catcher. But you also have something here. But either way, you always have an input and you always have an output for the wind catcher. For those that want to know. For those that don't want to know, please change the channel. Stop wasting my time and everybody else's. And we have the main staircase, City Hall, Cincinnati. It's just staircase inside, City Hall. In case you need to go to City Hall for whatever reason. You got these beautiful columns here. Oh, I need that light right there. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, look at that light. Good gracious. Just the quality. I mean, seriously, we can make these things. Okay, these trades have been passed down. So please note. Right, hey, ninnies, do you hear me? I'm tapping on the microphone so you hear me. Are you listen to me? Write this down. We can. I'm speaking slowly so you can hear me. Build this shit. Okay, write that down. We can build this shit. Okay, we can, but I don't think we did. I don't believe we did. We don't do it today. Not on the scale they did it back then. No. It's the scale. It's not like they built one grand Taj fucking Hall in the middle of Cincinnati. No, they had 50 of these fuckers, 100 of these fuckers, 1,000. I don't even know. They had all these freaking buildings all over the freaking place. Then they had them in every city. Then they had them in every city across the world. Oh, and let's not forget the small towns. Oh, no. Look in your small towns too. Please look in the small towns because there's things there too. Oh, and no. Don't go downtown to these small towns and just look around. No. Actually, do some research and look into the history of a small town. You will find buildings there that'll blow your mind. You're like, oh my God, they had that? I'm still finding buildings in my small town. I just found one last week that was like, where the hell is that at? I've never seen that. And clear as day, it was there. I just absolutely no, there's like no history of this building, yet it's big, it's there, it was there. I've got pictures of it. Like nobody talks about it. This one's the Miami building, in case you need to go to Miami. Got cobblestone brick road that's not melted. It ain't melted, not one bit. Nope. What did y'all get for Christmas? I got a beagle for Christmas. That's what I got for Christmas. Best Christmas present ever. What do you think of that? Phoenician wave. Let me see if I can find my beagle. He's taking a nap right now. He probably ain't going to want to get up. AD 18, maybe 91. Hard to tell there. Big arched windows. Got a dude just sitting outside the window. Not in the window, out the window. Just sitting out the window. And this is a thing that happened a lot back then. You see a lot of times they'll be outside the windows. And another thing that's weird is you'll see them hanging up in trees, like at sporting events and stuff. This could be pavement light right here. Might be some here. That could be a piece right there. Really hard to tell. That's another thing. The pavement lights are, they've removed probably 90% of the pavement lights that were here are gone. They're just they got destroyed. They took them out. They got covered over. They're gone. Oh, what do we got? Oh, it doesn't tell what this is. What does this say? Elmer Fudd, Cincinnati. So Elmer Fudd was here. That I think that looks like a fake. That looks fake right there to me. I don't think that guy's standing there. I really, y'all really need to like look into photo manipulation. Hippie, if you're still hanging out, there's a comment on in my comment section of a new channel. I can't remember the name of it. They just did a video on photo manipulation. If you can post that link, a new channel, really good. And they, I think a lot of you would enjoy that. Check out these winders right here. Jeez. Rose winder. It's like it's not a flower of life, but it reminds me of the flower of life in many ways. That's really cool. And keep going. What we got? What we going? Music hall. This the music hall. So in 18 whatever, they had a music hall this big for playing music because Fred, this is the Horse Build America right here. He liked to listen to music. So it is what it is. Check out that half rose window right there. Ether fencing. Check out those ether fennials right there. There's an ether antenna. Ether fennial. There's a wind catcher right there. Ether fennial. Check out those ether fennials. Woo wee. Those are nice. That one's cool. Ether antenna. They call them flagpoles. They're not flagpoles. They put flags on them because they didn't know what they did or how they worked or what they were for. They just wanted to hide it. And look at that rose window right there. That thing is totally psychedelic. That's badass. That, just look at the masonry. Oh my goodness. Jeez. I would like a quote on building that building right there, please. So let's go ahead and get that. But no, not in today's technology. No. I want it in the old technology. I want it the old way. I want with no power tools. I want you to bring it in with horse and cart, just like they did here. I want you to go about it the way they did it. And I want you to get it done in 1 year. I'm going to give you 1 year. I want this building, and I want it exactly perfect. Perfect. Same here in Wales, Brian Evans says. It's all over. Neve building. Cobblestone brick road that's not melted. It's incredible. This is a coal hole cover here and here. And what they would do is they would bring the coal wagon up with the horse. Old Fred would just ride up here and they would dump the coal and they would shovel it into this hole right here. They'd pick this up like a manhole cover. And some of these were quite elaborate. And they would dump the coal into there. And that tells me right there that this entire sidewalk is hollow. It's a vault. Okay, there's a coal hole cover here. There's a coal hole cover here. There's a trap door right here. There are trap doors here, 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 here. pavement light, trapdoor, pavement light, pavement light. And we got pavement light here. There's pavement light there. Coal hole cover, coal hole cover, coal hole cover, coal hole cover, pavement light. That entire sidewalk right there is a vault. That means it's hollow. That's a red flag for, look underneath the ground and see what's there. Big red flag. Yep, the coal cellars. Yep. I'm heating my wood stove with coal. Last year, my boss gave me a big old, if you know what a gaylord is, gave me a whole gaylord of coal. Talk about getting coal for Christmas. I did. I was so happy to get that because that's freaking free, heat. I've got. I was looking at that. I got 5 huge trash cans full of coal. ONG Armory. Got the cobblestone brick road that's not melted. It's interesting how a lot of these armories have this huge archway in the front. It's got a very Moorish look to it. The turret styles. It's a freaking castle. Middle of Cincinnati, in case you need one of them. Well, who doesn't need a castle? Why not? Who could? Seriously. Mudflood windows, in case you need those. Who don't need a Mudflood window? Really. I think we all can use a Mudflood window. This is the Palace Hotel. Got you a cup of coffee, hippie. Look at those pretty awnings right there. Royal Blue Service. What you got there? Huh? Anyone? Bueller. Clocks are expensive. A wing disc. Arc light. Epithelial porthole, part of wind catcher system. Pyramid symbology, porthole. A lot of the portholes came off when they redid the roofs. If you'll look at old pictures and you'll see portholes, and then you'll look at the same building in later pictures after they redid the roofs, a lot of times they took the portholes out because it was a lot simpler and cheaper to remove the porthole, cover over it, and just make it a flat surface there than it would be to repair that porthole. Do the roof and repair the porthole. Also, it was easy for the, it was a real easy way for water to get in, and because they probably weren't made real well for lasting without, because we didn't know how to maintain these things. It's the big problem. But anyways, you look at newer pictures and they won't have the portholes because they didn't need them. There was no use for them. Perrin Building. This little fellow just hanging out down here, looking at this cobblestone brick road. This fellow's checking out that big ass window. Look how tall that window is. Imagine how difficult it was to make that piece of glass right there. If you know anything about glass making, you know that right there is a big deal in that time frame. Now, today, it's a different story. We're not talking about today. We're not talking about what we can do today. Okay? We're talking about what they could do back then with the technologies that they supposedly had. Okay? We're not talking. It was just a different time. Very different time. I'm not saying they were unintelligent. They were very intelligent people. They could make things. Matter of fact, I think it's very possible there's an outcrop where we added this because the doors were too big. We did an outcrop. Well, why did you not incorporate something better when you built the building? Why is this an afterthought? Why do we cover up the mud flood windows later? Because it's an afterthought. Why would you build these things and then cover them up? Why? If they were such a freaking good idea, why did you not only do it? Why did you do it on every freaking building? Why? You can't answer the question. Rothschilds, better way to say it, Rothschilds. Anyways, in case you need them, you know who those folks are. Oh, good people. Oh, yes. The Phoenix Club. Oh, yes. Oh, boy. We're going to get our cakes going. That's the Phoenix. And we got some Mudflood winters down here. Now, check out those beautiful awnings. Absolutely gorgeous. Big old porthole there. A wind catcher. Clocks are expensive. Stoneball finial. What are we gonna find? I don't know. Got 18, maybe 88. The detail right there. And what else we're gonna find? I don't know. What are we gonna find? Presbyterian Church, Wyoming, Ohio. In case you need to go to church, get you some religion. In case y'all hadn't figured out, religion's a control mechanism. It's how they keep you locked in place and keep you stepped into the reality that they want you in. It's actually quite brilliant what they've done. It's absolutely brilliant. You got the hidden hand here with Mr. Freemason here. Oh, I said Freemason. Oh no. Why do you think people care if you say the word Freemason? They love it when you advertise. Besides, the Freemasons aren't what they were. They're a big deal now. Who cares? It's just a good old boys club now. They go over there, they pat each other in the ass, they wear their stupid little costumes, and they do stupid little rituals that they don't even understand, all to be part of a club so they can get into the businesses with other people. It's just a, ass slapping club. That's all it is now. It's not what it was. Everybody's all mad at the Masons. There's no reason to be mad at the Masons now. You need to go back in time. Look at this right here. They just decided not to remove the mud right here. Let's just leave that mud there, This is just a bad idea because the runoff right here is just going to be ridiculous. It's just going to wash out. But whatever. There's part of the wind catcher right there. That's really cool. I like that a lot. And so, I mean, that's the interesting thing about opinion. I like that. Other people will be like, I hate it. Well, okay, fine, great. That's wonderful. You hate it. I love it. We all go down, skipping down the road happily. Doesn't matter either way. We all have a different opinion. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, just breathe. Okay. It'll be all right. Nobody's going to get upset here. Okay. And probably a mudflood winter. Yeah, of course. Yeah, why not? We always have those. They just seem to be standard operating procedure. Question is why? Why is every flat earth asterisk on all the buildings? Why? Why is that? Has anybody ever decided to question that? Anyone? Bueller, would you like to comment? Anyone? No one? Okay. What's up, GT 1982 Mustang? Merry Christmas. Did he rig reality? What we got here? You are wrong. Masons are absolutely huge. So every government and every country and they are huge, but not in the way that they're like how do I explain it? It's kind of like a siphoning group to find the ones they want to use for bigger things. Now, back in these times, it was a whole different thing. It was actually an organization used to cover up whatever happened. Now it's just a way for them to bring people in that they feel might have the capabilities, the the people that might be able to manipulate and use for their evil means. But most of those people don't end up being those people. Most people are just regular Joes that want to be part of a club so they can, brown nose with other business people. But that's my opinion. But thank you for yours. 1809. You're wrong. I love when you're wrong. Oh no, really? Oh God, I'm gonna go. I'll just go jump off a bridge because I'm wrong. Oh Lord, oh me, oh my! Look at that Mudflood window. Okay, and we got a little tiny little Mudflood window here, and that's really cool right there. I like that. And what do we go find? Got an ether finial right here. That's pretty neat. Part of the wind catcher up there. Porthole. Do-da. And we're on image 33. Oh no. Queen City Club. The white bicycle. Got the Mudflood windows there and there. Over here. Everybody's just always decked to the nines. That's kind of odd right there. Not sure what's going on right there. That's strange. Arc light. Very strange. Reservoir and pumping station. Eden Park. This is a really weird place. You ever looked into this? Very, very strange. It looks like a porthole there, but it's blocked in. Very strange. I think that there's more to this story right here. Smokestack that probably wasn't a smokestack. Not sure what they were, but I don't think they were smokestacks. It's like portholes up there for the wind catcher. See that opening window right there? That's part of the wind catcher. And residence of Charles H. Doom Clifton. I guess it's in Clifton. Got a little Mudflood window there. Nice little home. That's just a little fella. Residence of D.B. Gamble Esquire, Avondale. Of course, he's got little Mudflood windows there. They just loved them. They were very in vogue. We have something strange going on right there. I'm not sure what that is. Almost like it's a porthole that was covered over. Not sure. Not high enough resolution for me to see it. Ether finial up there. Very nice. What are we going to find next? I don't know. Oh, wait. Got to hit the right button. Buttons aren't toys. Residence of M.E. Ingalls, East Walnut Hills. Got the coin going up. Porthole, ether fencing up top over here and here. Another porthole over here. And those would have been part of the wind catcher. In case you need one of them. Residence of R.H. Mitchell in Avondale. And these right here, a lot of you may not know, this is the area where they would bring in the horse and buggies and they would offload so they wouldn't get wet. These are a very, very common feature on the houses back then. But most of them were removed because they were weird looking after they brought out the cars. They were, the covered cars, they were just kind of not needed anymore. And they were kind of odd. And so they would remove them. And a lot of times they would reuse this material for other projects, but they would remove them. And then a lot of times they would build rooms on or use them and they'd build a room out of this or something like that. But most of these were removed. I guess is my point. A little mudflood window there in case you need that. Got something going on here, which is interesting. Not sure what that is. Could be a mudflood window, but I'm not sure. A little fella sitting out there. I don't know what that's going on. Big old nice old arches. That's a finial, in case you need one of them. Beautiful stonework here. Scottish Rite Cathedral on Broadway. Couple mudflood windows there in case you need those. Little rose window, wind catcher. You know, just another old world building. Just another one. I want to know how many of these are gone now. Second Presbyterian Church and the Episcopal Church in Glendale. And, you know, they just got these wonderful wind catchers up here. Here. A little ether finial up here, which was probably later changed to a cross. Ether finial. It even kind of looks like a cross, but it's not a cross. Throw a cross up on this one. Alrighty. And what are we going to find? Did it click? Oh, no. Okay. And St. Nicholas Hotel. Got a couple mudflood windows. More mudflood windows. More mudflood windows. More mudflood windows. Arc light there and there. These contraptions right here would allow the arc light to be lowered and replaced. They had to replace them quite often. They weren't very efficient. Bright, but not very efficient. Architectural urn up there. Got a Moorish look to it. Those are interesting right there. Not sure what's going on with that. Okie dokie. Change, would you think you? And the Orts apartment house. Got our keg barrels here. Going to have a keg party. Got mudflood windows. We're going to have a kegger and a mudflooder. That's a hell of an awning right there. Very, very, very nice. Very nice awning. I love a good awning. Porthole, 80, 18, 80, maybe one. Ether finial right there. Another ether finial. Very cool. And what else? What are we going to find? Oh, hit the button right. The Blimer building. It looks like possible pavement lights down there, but I'm not sure. Not positive. Let's see. I love this stonework. Porthole. Another porthole. Ether finial up there, bringing in the juice. Okie dokie. What we got next? Oh, I hit the right button. The Davidson Fountain. It looks like the Artful Dodger. That's cool right there. That's neat. Got looks like 4 ones on the clock. I believe it was always the IV, personally. Another number there. It's hard to read, though. Okie dokie. The new City Hall. Oh. Mudflood windows down there, in case you need them on ground level. I mean, if you're going to put the window on ground level, I mean, look how big this one is. Why are you going to make a little window and then a big window? Why don't you just put one big window? It doesn't make, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. To me. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just me. It's just my thinking. I mean, you could think how you want to. That's okay. We are allowed to have different opinions. It's a it's a wonderful thing that God give us, is the ability to have different opinions. If we were all the same, the world would be boring, absolutely boring. If I believed like a ninny believes, I would really be bored.
Oh boy, I read a textbook that told me we built everything. We did it. We did it ourselves. Every bit of it.
Observatory, Mount Lookout, and Mudflood Winters. Yeah, here's the thing. Poor old Stoneball Finial. They've got one of these in Chapel Hill, in our state. It's really cool. Went up there and dropped acid one time and watched the show. That was really quite fun. Good time. Very good time. I highly suggest, everyone. I think like literally like everyone should be issued a good sheet of LSD and say, okay, you've started, your life as an adult. Here is your sheet of LSD. Use it well. Enjoy it. I really think that'd be I think that in the new earth that we'll have I think that'll be part of it. I think we'll be issued upon becoming an adult a sheet of LSD and get us, going real good. Because it would be very helpful to humanity. A lot of people are like, they believe what the TV showed them. Oh, be scared of LSD. It's scary stuff. People jumping out windows everywhere. It's all bullshit. Do people have bad trips? Sure. But you know what? Bad trips are some of the best trips you could have. You learn more from the bad ones than you do the good ones. Oddfellows Temple. See something there. Looks like pavement lights down here on the bottom. That's pretty awning. Cobblestone brick road. Uh-oh. Guard dogs on patrol. We're in trouble. And check out that big old one right there. Porthole there and there. Not these big ones. Those were kind of like rose windows. And let's see what else we got. Third National Bank building. Oh wow, they got a Mudflood drop down right there in case you need to go to a restaurant. It's a restaurant underground with no lights. Okie dokie. Check out that door. Holy schmoly. Good gracious. I need one of those. I don't know what to do with it. I do not know, but I would definitely take it. Somebody said, would you like this Phoenician shell? In case you need those, it's like Phoenician waves, circumpunct, symbol for the creator. Check those out. Those are weird. Stoneball finials. Okay. And Times Star building. That's really weird right there. Something strange going on right there. Because you got this blocked off. They put iron bars right here and then put all this paper, advertisements over this. But then there's something going on right here they don't want you to see. I don't know what it is. There's Fred hiding right down there. Fred's Horse Build America. That's his girlfriend, Wilma. Right there. And what are we going to see? Check those suckers out. Them are cool. Venetian waves. I think it's a fleur-de-lis right there. Hard to tell, though. Quite possible. Uh-oh, guard dogs on patrol. We're in trouble. And... oh, already looked at that one, didn't we? Yes. Buttons aren't toys. I think this is an Art Deco. I think this is might be the train station. Union. Yeah, this is the new Union Terminal. This building is on my suspect list. Anything Art Deco is on my suspect list. Let me go back. I don't know if it's going to be. Oh, how's it? Okay, yeah, it didn't go. United Bank Building. And there's Fred. Yeah, and I want you to build your building, and then I want you to cover it with mud. And there's a pavement light right here. You can't see it, but it is there. Somehow, some way, I became the person that knows more about pavement light than I think anybody knows anywhere in the world. And I'll stand by that claim. And that's pavement light. I really didn't realize that. I just started researching pavement light, and I started putting out stuff on pavement light, and come to find out nobody knew what the hell I was talking about, which was kind of a head scratcher to me. Like, how did you miss that? Like, it's right there. University of Cincinnati. And Windcatcher. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got a guard dog. You got a guard dog after me. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Got Porthole at the finials up here, and architectural urns. Okie and Walnut Street Theater. Pavement light right there. Pavement light right there. Not a very good picture, but I can still tell. Architectural urn. And West 5th Street. There's Fred. Horse Built America. Cobblestone brick road that's not melted. Boss Man right there. That's da-da-dee-dee-dee-da. All right. Boy, they just love the name Whites. It's just ridiculous. Racism is one of the dumbest things that humanity's ever created. Western Methodist Book Concern W. 4th. Okay. Cobblestone brick road down there. Not a very good picture, but still look at it nonetheless. Why not? And we're almost through this set. In case you guys are tired of looking at Cincinnati. Widow's Home. Widow's Home. Really, there's that many widows. Okay, so the widows their husband died, so they just no longer had a home. What Mudflood Winter's there? I mean, why? Seriously, they just, their husband died, so they don't have nowhere to go. At their finials, the Windcatcher. I mean, seriously. I don't know. Some of these things, these narratives just don't make any sense to me. They don't talk about this stuff in school. It's not like you don't learn about this stuff. Workhouse. Oh, look into workhouses. Those are interesting. Coloran Avenue. Yeah, this is a workhouse. They also called them poorhouses. Portholes. That's a castle, in case you need a castle. I mean, incredible. This is in America. If I had showed you this picture and told you, where is this in Europe, you would give me 50 different names other than Cincinnati. No one would say Cincinnati. Young Men's Christian Association, YMCA. I believe these are all cover stories. I believe YMCA, WYMCA. I believe they're all designation buildings. They just slapped a name. They had to come up with these reasons to have these buildings, so they came up with these designations. Mudflood Wanderers, check out that door right there. I mean, seriously, that's a door. That's a door. Why is that door like that? Why? Anyone? There's Fred. Fred's the Horse Built America. Always on the spot. Always doing his job. Check out the beautiful architecture right there. The inlays of just incredible stuff. Got your Freemason Masonic checkerboard. They love that. Young Men's Christian Association. Yep. I mean, look at the lettering compared to that building. Seriously, you're gonna build this building with this quality of decoration, and then you're gonna put this horse shit on there. Seriously, no, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. That's not how that's gonna go. That's not. So guard dogs decided he needs to go take a patrol, and so we're going to go patrol. This is my new puppy. That was my Christmas present from my boss man. Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate it. And his name is Mudding, Muddin, and this show is Mudding with Beags. He's Mudding, I'm Beags, and he's ferocious. He's gonna make a hell of a guard dog. That's right. Yeah, you like biting, don't you? He loves nibbling. I love nibbling. I'm a ferocious son of a bitch. But we're going to go on patrol, and we'll be right back. So you guys hang out, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back.
We got our patrol done. The neighborhood is safe for one and all. And this one is riled up, ready to have him some dinner. He is ready to get him some dinner in his little belly. He is getting big and ferocious. I know you're such a crazy dog. You a cuckoo clock.
So we're gonna go look at some more stuff, and I hope everybody's having a good time.
Ooh, you little mean little thing.
He showed me. He's like, look how ferocious he is. He's got some fight. I tell you what, I love it. He love it. He got a lot of fight.
I got a lot of fight in me. You messing me.
I like getting him riled up.
Yes, I know. I know. You a nutmo. You a nutmo.
Anyways, all right, go eat your dinner. I disturbed his dinner. He ran in there and got in his bowl, and I grabbed him to come get on back on the show. Okay, enough of that. Let's see. What are we gonna look at next? Okay, we got a little something different here. Share the screen, would you please? Okay. And here we go. Hope everybody's having a good Christmas. And I sure appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight. And special shout out to all the Patreons for supporting my work through the years. All the old Patreons, all the new Patreons, all the current Patreons, and the ones that have been with me all along. I sure appreciate it because you're the ones that make it possible for me to continue to do what I do. I really appreciate everything you do for me. And I know I have not been able to do a lot for you guys lately. I have been very, very busy in my personal life. I'm not through it yet. I had a little setback. And so we're going to be having to wait a little bit longer. Hopefully it won't be too long, but we're going to find out soon. But we'll try to be back and doing more shows as soon as possible. Just going to have to bear with me. I'm taking care of some personal things that just are unavoidable. So hopefully we'll be back soon. But what we're going to look at, this is from the Smithsonian Libraries, Shedding Light on New York, Edward F. Caldwell and Company. And Masters of Metal and Light, Edward F. Caldwell and Company of New York was a premier designer and manufacturer of electric light fixtures and decorative metalwork from the late 19th century to the mid 20th centuries. Founded in 1895 by Edward F. Caldwell, 1851 and 1914, and Victor F. von Leusberg, 1853 to 1942. The firm's legacy of highly crafted creations includes custom-made metal glass lantern, chandeliers, ceiling and wall fixtures, floor and table lamps, and other decorative objects that can be found today in many metropolitan area churches, public buildings, offices, clubs, residences. A majority of these buildings were built in the early 20th century, a time of tremendous growth and construction, and when many of the cities were being electrified for the first time. Edward F. Caldwell, a portrait painter originally from Waterville, New York, became part of the active community of designers in New York City during the early 1890s. By the end of that decade and into the 1890s, Caldwell worked for and later became chief designer and vice president of Archer and Pancoast Manufacturing Company in New York, the top designers of gaslight fixtures. At this time, due to Edison's advances in developing the electric light bulb, Archer and Pancoast began manufacturing fixtures using this new technology. F.E.F. Caldwell residence in Larchmont, New York. This must have been an exciting time for Caldwell, leading a major lighting firm that was faced with the challenge of mastering and understanding of electric light and adapting electric fixtures to traditional ornamental aesthetics that were acceptable in the late 19th century American public, all while maintaining the highest standard of craftsmanship in their metalwork. Basically, what he's saying there is, I'm going to interpret that horseshit, is that they had all this old world stuff that didn't have the capabilities of the electric systems that we now have created, the AC DC bullshit that we came up with, and they had to modify the old world stuff with the free etheric energy to the AC DC bullshit. Is what that's what they just said there. That's not what they said, but that's what they meant. You just have to read through the horse shit. Caldwell achieved great success in creating electric light fixtures for the Archer and Pancoast. Most notable were 3 major commissions for the architectural firm McKim, Mead, and White. The New York State Building at the 1893 World Columbian Exposition in Chicago, the Metropolitan Club, New York City, and the Boston Public Library. Matter of fact, let me just halt right there and speak for just a moment about World's Fairs, because this is something that I see over and over and over and over again, and I want to make sure I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm going to say it now. I have a different opinion than I think anybody on this subject, which is great. That means I'm standing out. I'm a shining light in the darkness here. But it's okay that people think differently about these things. It's okay. At least we're talking about it. But here's the thing. You've got two groups. You've got the groups that say the World's Fairs were old world or Tartarian cities. And then you've got the groups that say, no, they're temporary World's Fairs and we built them. That's kind of the two groups. I am of neither. I am not including myself in either of those groups. I never have. And I have talked about this before, but yet nobody has challenged me on this idea. Nobody has questioned, what I'm saying. And I don't honestly think any of you understand what the fuck I'm saying. That's okay. I'm still going to say it. So here's my opinion about the World's Fairs. Are the buildings of the World's Fairs, are they temporary? Yes and no. If you look close at these World's Fairs, some of the buildings are not temporary. And matter of fact, a lot of times those buildings are still there. I think they are old world buildings. I think they were there before the fairs, and I think they just incorporated them into the fairs and then, either turned them back into what they were originally, or they became something new. But I think there were some buildings, and maybe not even on all World's Fairs, but some buildings were, and this is worldwide, okay, that were old world buildings. But a majority of the buildings were temporary. But, and this is where, the mind of the ninny goes, and they just lose their shit. Okay. They don't comprehend what I'm saying. Okay. They can't even comment. They can't even attack me. They can't even debate it because they don't even understand what I just said. Okay. Or what I'm about to say. I believe that the old worlds, that the World's Fairs are old, but not like the building's old. I believe that they are temporary buildings. The wood structures, the wooden plastered structures that you see, I believe that they were temporary, but I don't believe we built them. I believe they are old world structures that had been built recently before the event, the Mudflood or the simulation change, but they were built as a World's Fair. And I mean worldwide. They were going to have one big ass fair, and they had many locations. If you look into not only World's Fairs, but World Expositions, you'll have these, and they'll have different names for them too. So if you look at your city, probably somewhere in your city's history, you're going to find some sort of exhibition or World's Fair or some sort of fair, some sort of event in that time frame of the late or the mid 1800s to or later 1800s, probably maybe that, well, let's say mid 1800s to pre 19, let's say 43. Let's just cut it off there. It's probably earlier, but if you look in that time frame, you're probably going to have in your larger cities. Let me give you an example. My hometown is Raleigh, North Carolina, and even though it's a small city, they had a big exhibition. Okay, and I'd never even remotely heard of this. I mean, I just hadn't. It wasn't taught in history, and you study North Carolina history in school, and so I think they were part of this fair. But what I'm saying is that I believe there was going to be a world's fair, a worldwide fair with many locations all at one time, so that you didn't have to, if you lived in, say, England, you didn't have to travel to America to go to Chicago's World's Fair. You were in Chicago, you went to the Chicago location of the World's Fair. And then if you did have the ability to travel the world, that you could go to these different World's Fairs. I believe they were going to have one fair worldwide. Okay. One idea of a fair. It was going to be all at one time. So that everybody could be included. So everybody had an opportunity, so they didn't have to travel too far. You probably, because they were going to put it, it's not like, you lived in the Mojave Desert. They're not going to have a World's Fair there. They're not going to have an exhibition there, but they'd have it at the nearest city, the nearest town that had a certain population. I believe it was a World's Fair. I believe the buildings were temporary. I believe we had the ability to do such things. I mean, you look at the architecture, the capabilities of the old world. They had incredible technology. They had, I think the numbers on the planet were astronomical compared to what they are now. I think we're talking like 32 billion people. I'm not, we have nothing on the planet now compared to what I think they had back then. I think that's why they could build all this shit. I think they had just tons and tons of people that could do it. I think it just astronomical amounts of labor that they had. And they could literally build these crazy ass World's Fairs because they had the people. People needed work. And I think there was plenty of fundage flowing around. I think, and they just did stuff like this. And I think they tried to be inclusive and share throughout the world, these ideas and these fairs. So when people say they were Tartarian cities, I disagree with that, because if you look at the World's Fairs, the wood structure with the plastered outsides are not designed to stand up to the test of time. Not that the framing is bad, but the roof, if you look in the pictures, a lot of times you'll see that the floors are wet. And the reason is because they had a lot of leaks. They had bad roofs. They could not get the roofs to stop leaking. Another thing is the plaster was not going to hold up, but for so long. It'll hold up a little while. We'll come up here and join the show. It would hold up a little while, but it's just not going to hold up, over time. It's not a brick building or a stone building. So, it's going to take time for these things these ideas to permeate through the community. But this is my thoughts, is that they weren't Tartarian cities. They weren't permanent. Okay. And that they were temporary, but I don't think we built them. And that's my opinion. Now, I haven't heard anybody else say that. And if you have heard somebody else say that, prior to me saying it, and I've been saying this for a long time, so please go back and show me. But if anybody else is saying this, I'd like to know that. But this is my thinking on it. And am I correct? Maybe not. I mean, this is just my opinion. Opinions are like tail holes. We all got one. He's got one. See, I got one. I'm not gonna show it to you. I know you want to see it. It's pretty, but you ain't gonna see it. But this is my opinion. It's my idea. Prove me wrong. I mean, are they permanent? No. Are they temporary? Yes. Did we build them? Do you have any idea how easy it would be for them to find these structures halfway in the middle of construction with blueprints and pictures of partial construction, and then take new pictures and try to make it look like they were building them? I believe cameras are old world. I believe a lot of these pictures we see are old world. Okay, these are just my opinions. So we're going to go back into it. Sorry for that little sidestep, but sometimes I got a thought. Okay, through these projects, Caldwell became a friend of Stanford White, 1853-1906, and the two would continue to work together on numerous projects. Stanford White was a young architect who saw an importance that electric illumination would have in designing interiors and buildings. He understood that the new technological advances of slender tubing, small electric bulbs, concealed wiring, modern switch units, and lower voltage current linked to small sockets would allow a fixture to take new and diverse forms, sharing decorative as well as utilitarian function. White encouraged his friend Caldwell, who shared his knowledge and passion for electricity, to become a designer solely of electric light fixtures. This is the New York State Building in 1893 Columbian Exhibition in Chicago. In 1895, Caldwell established the firm Edward F. Caldwell and Company, incorporated in New York with Victor von Lossberg at 31 East 17th Street. Von Lossberg, designer and draftsman that Caldwell had worked with at Archer and Pancoast, was a native of Latvia, okay, who was raised in Russia and studied design in Germany. Caldwell and von Lossberg brought skilled artisans from Europe to New York to work for the firm. They frequently traveled to Europe, studying and importing historic objects for use as inspiration in the production of their electric light fixtures. The firm flourished for over 40 years due to Caldwell's skill as an artist and as an innovative businessman, coupled with von Lossberg's design talent and his knowledge of European and historic ornament. In 1901, they established their own foundry in 36 through 40 West 15th Street along their showrooms and offices. They quickly became known for producing lighting fixtures, metalwork objects of the highest quality in bronze, iron, silver, brass, and copper. Their masterfully produced fixtures attracted commissions from some of the most prominent architects of the period, including Kim, Mead, and White, Carey, and Hastings, Cram, Goodhue, and Ferguson, Class Gilbert. Okay, I guess they made these chandeliers. East Room of the White House, 1902. Oh, okay. Caldwell and Company produced a wide variety of objects based on historic styles, since many of the wealthy and established clientele prefer traditional designs. That's interesting. They did this because they prefer traditional designs. No, they did this because that was the designs that were in the buildings, and they needed to update them to the new AC/DC electric systems. They showed clients photographs and actual historic examples of French, Italian, and English forms that could be adapted into electric fixtures that would fit aesthetically into traditional period interiors. The firm also worked closely with the architects, interior decorators, and other subcontractors to coordinate the aesthetic unity of a project, using their extensive photo archive to inspire new designs. A watercolor and colored pencil presentation drawing was then created by Caldwell and Company to be reviewed by the designer and client before the piece was put into production. After a piece was produced, it was often photographed and added to the company's massive photo archive. Today, these photographs, numbering more than 37,000, along with more than 13,000 presentation drawings, comprise the Edward F. Caldwell and Company's collection at the Cooper Hewitt National Design Library. This is the J. Harper Pool Residence, New York City, 1912. The success of the Caldwell firm was due to their ability to have such an extensive variety of historic patterns at hand that could be effectively incorporated into electric fixtures. and that would enhance rather than deter the beauty of an interior. With a staff that numbered in more than 1,000 in the early decades of the 20th century, they also had the ability to take on large commissions. As a result, they landed many of the biggest jobs of the day, including new churches, train stations, state capitals, residences, and other public buildings throughout the country. The firm continued under Victor von Lossberg after Edward Caldwell died in October 1914. Von Lossberg created more original designs rather than strictly duplicating antiques that had been a standard for the firm previously. Lighting and desk accessories now contained intricate gilt and enamel work. In the 1920s, the firm also explored more contemporary designs such as Art Deco styles and lights from Radio City Music Hall and the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Edward T. Caldwell, grandson and the founder, overtook the firm when von Lossberg retired in 1938. Caldwell and Company then produced more standard fixtures and fluorescent lamps until it closed due to financial problems in 1959. These are Caldwell and Company Rockefeller Center promotional materials. Many of their fixtures can be seen today throughout the country and even abroad. Some important Caldwell and Company commissions include, Vanderbilt House, University Club, Andrew Carnegie Residence, Flatiron Building, White House, Washington, D.C., St. Patrick's Cathedral, J.P. Morgan Residence, Harvard Club, New York Public Library, Henry Clay Frick Residence, New Theater in New York, John Jacob Astor III Residence. Let's see. What else? Barclay Vesey Building, Bank of Manhattan, Waldorf Astoria, Radio City Music Hall, Rockefeller Center. Okay, that being said, let's go into and see. I think you go here. Here we go. And what they have here is they have it sectioned off by what the item is. Andirons, brackets and lanterns, ceiling fixtures, chandeliers, church brackets, church fixtures, church lanterns, clocks, crystal fixtures, ecclesiastical objects, etching patterns, floor lamps, furniture, hanging lanterns, hardware, lanterns, miscellaneous, modern clocks, stationery, modern furniture, modern hanging lanterns, modern miscellaneous, modern standard floor lamps, ornamental ironwork, standard stationary writing pads, clocks, table lamps, table consoles. Now, we're not going to look at all this because, like I said, there was 37,000 of these. But I figured we would look at some of these things and just to give you an idea. And you can go check these things out on your own and see what you think. Let's see what we got here. And these are andirons. Sorry, they're going the wrong direction, but it is what it is. Let's see. How do I? Okay, I don't know how you switch. Oh, there we go. There's a pretty one. That's pretty wild right there. It's not letting me zoom in on them. I think that's the same one. Hey, there's a neat one. That's a really cool andiron right there. And I believe andirons were part of the old world system. I don't believe fireplaces were for burning wood. There was some other technology being utilized there. It was a radiating technology. Look at those phoenixes right there. Sorry, they're at an angle, but you can download these and take a look at them. If I see something super crazy, we might do that. But let's see. Looks like a what are those things called? Starts with a C. I always forget that word for some reason. Those necklaces that the ladies used to wear. But I wanted to share this with you because it's such an interesting archive. There's some more of those things. What are those things called? I know you guys know what. I know what you know. I know you know what those are called. And these are items that were in, very famous people's buildings or houses, or they're very high end stuff. Look at that thing. That's wild. Look at that griffin right there. So I think these were the parts, not all this stuff, but you see a fireplace sweep. That's definitely not part of the old world, but so I don't think they were running um wood in them, so I don't think they had ashes. I definitely don't think that's how it went. That's cool right there. That's a wild one. There's some back plates. These were on the back of in the back side of the fireplaces. That's pretty wild. I think it's neat stuff. There's another. I think that's a back plate. Check that out. Oh, is that a griffin right there? There's that weird symbol I see a lot. Still don't know the name of it. Very strange. Wow, look at that thing. Not sure what that is. Something to do with the fireplaces. Just whipping through these. If I see anything interesting, I'm slowing down. Man, I bet those you imagine how much that would cost on eBay now. Let's see. Okay. Let's go to binder 2. Let me see if I can look at them this way. So many of these things. What is this? Looks like a drawing of something they did. Not sure. Let's see, y'all. That's pretty wild. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Y'all having a good Christmas? Did y'all get everything you wanted for Christmas this year? I think a lot of people are starting to realize that Christmas, that it's so it's the ideas, the simplicity of Christmas is cool, but they've turned it into something that's just ridiculous. Let's see what else they got. I don't know what a bracket is. So it's like okay, like for candlesticks and stuff. Wrong one. Okay. I'm just going to randomly pick these and see what we got. Wow. You can get that at Walmart. Really neat. Y'all can check this out for yourself. I'm just going to kind of give you an idea what's available, so you can go and do your own looking. Unfortunately, it just take too long to go through this stuff. Maybe one day I'll do a slideshow showing showing this, but a lot of times I'll make a slideshow, a really long slideshow, and a lot of people don't like long slideshows, which is fine, but I'm not that's not the reason I'm not doing it to do a long slideshow. What I'm doing is to give you just a bunch of data. It's like a data dump. And so you can that's wild right there. So that must be that, and then looking up at it, maybe. I think that's what that is. Church brackets. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Clocks. Okay. Crystal fixtures. Like chandeliers, maybe? It's wild looking. Floor lamps. Not too impressed with the floor lamps. Furniture. Wow. That's another thing, is like the furniture. I mean, I think that it's like the bricks, Can we make something like this? Yeah, we can. Did we? No, I don't think we did. It's not the one piece, it's the thousands and thousands of pieces of furniture just like this that are all different, that are all complicated, that are so over the top. Who the hell is carving these pieces of furniture? Have you ever seen somebody that actually does that, like working? You have any idea how hard that is to do, and to do properly, and to do well and not break it? It's incredible. Reminds me of that scene in that movie, The Patriot, where he's in the beginning of the movie, he's making the chair, and he's got a whole pile of chairs, and what he's trying to do is make a rocking chair. And he's tried over and over and over again, try to make this rocking chair perfect. Because when he'd sit in it, it would break every time he'd sit in it. And that was the joke, it's kids would sit there and watch him. Oh, I showed this on my Instagram page the other day. I thought it was cool. I'm just giving you a taste of this, guys, gals. I'm just I don't want to go through every bit of it too much, as you can tell. I'll give you a little nibble, and y'all can go look and taste it for yourself. If you're, some people don't find this interesting, that's okay. That's quite all right. We're not all going to find everything interesting. Not going to, not going to. We all have different interests and we all like different things. That's cool. That's what makes humanity interesting. Okay, so that's, I think that's enough of that. Okay, we're going to go look at something else now. Let me get it queued up. And let's see. Let me figure out what I want to show next. I got a list of things I can show here. Some. This will be kind of interesting, a little different. Let's see. Bear with me, folks. Hang with me. Present. Okay. And oh, hold on. It ain't doing it right. There it goes. Okay. Sometimes StreamYard acts odd. Okay. What we got here, this is from the Met Digital Archives. And this is out of a photographic book called Les Ruines de Paris et de S. Environs, 1870-1881. Scent Photographies, second volume, part A. Libert, text par Alfred de Anne. And I just butchered that. And that's okay. We country. Let's see, Alfred's introduction to the second volume, photographs. The ruins of Paris and its environs begins with the following description of Neuilly, the suburb of Paris that for 3 weeks lay between the communards and the nationalists and absorbed the fire of each. So 1870 to 1871. I think I can do it this way. Oh, that's pretty cool. The fleur-de-lis. Alrighty. And these are, I think that war is the perfect excuse to bomb the shit out of something, to destroy something. It's a lot easier to destroy something with a bomb and tell people we were at war than it is to have a great fire. Because I think if they really had have kept going with the great fires, I think even the sheep would have woke up and said, wait a minute, why does everything keep burning down? But anyways, I think what we're looking here is old world destruction. And I think that the amounts of construction that were in this world that we don't know about at this time are astronomical. So I like looking at these old war photos because you can see what was here before. You can see all the bullet holes. But you can tell that these buildings were very nice. Obviously, it's been vanilla skied. In fact, you can see right there where they missed it a little bit. And no, this is not a what's this stupid chemical process? Oh, it's a chemical process. I mean, come on, that's the biggest fucking joke I've ever heard. They scrape it with a fucking razor, y'all. They scrape the background. That's what creates vanilla sky. Look, you can see through the image here, right? It's one color, and then here it's a different color. It's because they didn't scrape this. They did scrape this. You can even see the outline a little bit. You can see they didn't scrape it here, and they did scrape it here. It's been vanilla skied. This is just dirt. These little dots here, these little white dots, that's dirt. It's not taken at nighttime. Those aren't stars. That's during the daytime is dirt. It's very odd that chimney is just sticking up out of there. But these are just remnants of the old world. Oh, here's a nice one. And this is just one way they got rid of stuff. Oh, Great Fires is another. Porthole. These were, amazing constructions. But see, they bomb them and then nobody asks any questions. Let's bomb the bridge, rebuild it. You got an old world bridge, right? Okay, imagine that. Think about this. You got an old world bridge, okay, with these bases, okay. These are old world, and then they bomb the bridge, and then we come back in and we rebuild the bridge, and later on, the story becomes, oh, we built the whole thing. I think that's how it happens. Portholes. That's a very, very nice building right there. Got Mudflood windows. Can't have those. Got to bomb those. Of course they didn't save this here. Why? Why would you save it? Bombed out. What was this thing? What in the world? What in the world was this? I mean, a freaking huge ass was. I don't even know what it is. It's it's an old world building sitting there of some sort. There's Fred. Fred's always there. I said, Fred's the horse that built America a long time ago as a joke. It was just me, farting around. But there's a point to the idea that Fred's the horse that built America. There's that actually, says something. It's like sarcastically saying, this is some dumb shit. I don't think cannons were cannons. I really, really don't. I'm not convinced of what I think they are. I've heard some interesting ideas about what they are, but I have not been convinced of what they are. It's not been proved to me what they are. And I'm open to ideas. I'm when I feel like I've, got an understanding of it that I, believe this is what it is, then that's what I'll say. But right now, I'm still not sure what I think they are or what I think they were. I don't think they were cannons. I will say that. I really don't. I think the Civil War was a campaign to destroy. I don't think that there was the battles they said we had. Do I think they went out there and threw, musket balls around and cannonballs and, bayonets? And do I think they threw stuff all around to make it look like this happened? Yeah, I believe they did. I believe they was just a absolute sham. I don't think the Civil War was what they told us it was. I really don't. Show me the photograph of them in battle. We had photography. You're telling me a newsman in that day and time frame is not going to go and get him a picture of a battlefield in the middle of battle? Seriously? The snaky ass, ratty ass news, and you're telling me they're not going to go get a picture of it? Shit. You got to be kidding me. Of course they would. Check that out. What the hell's going on there? You know, it's like these buildings were here. That there's proof right here. These buildings were here. Okay. But that's wild right there. But, you know, people don't even, you know, once this is erased, out of sight, out of mind. There's no, you know, you can just write it off the list. It's unimportant. It wasn't, you know, if it's not there now, it's not, it doesn't count. That it was there. I think if we really knew what was here, I don't think we have any idea. I mean, when I started looking into my own hometown, I mean, really looking, really picking up the lady's skirt, looking under that thing. Okay. It was amazing what I saw. It was amazing what was there that I had no idea was there. I thought I knew my hometown. I didn't know nothing. I knew nothing. Everything I thought I knew was incorrect. It was all wrong. I mean, that's what I suggest to you is to do your own thinking, do your own looking, look at your own town. You all came from somewhere. Go and look at, well, you don't have to go to your hometown. I mean, go to wherever your heart is, wherever you think you'd like to know. What city, you know, floats your boat? What gets you going? What town, what city, even if it's a small town, if it has this old history, go and look and see what you can find. Look at that Mudflood winter right there. That little fella right there hanging out. Just a little Mudflood winter. Little baby Mudflood winter. Look at that little Mudflood winter right there. Go and see what you can find. You just never know. You just don't know. You start looking and man, that's interesting. My oh my, wind catcher. And yes, they did use wood in the old world. I think that's another misconception is that they they didn't build wood structures. They built many thousands and thousands and thousands of wood structures. They used wood as well. They use stone. They use wood. I do believe. I also believe they use steel. I think they had steel. I think they built steel buildings. But here's my thing about steel. I think the steel buildings were very new. They were kind of brought in right before the event, before this reset or event that happened. I think it was a new technology, a new type of building because they just seem to be newer to me. And yes, I realize they would be newer, but I think that's what it is. I think they were kind of the last things to be built kind of thing. I think the Art Deco buildings are exactly that. I think they were a kind of a new wave of construction at the time of this reset, and they were very different. I mean, you know, everything changes through time, and look how much things have changed in your time. Check out that pyramid. Yeah, let's put a cross on a pyramid. 1870. Okay. And what are you doing, dude? I think he's drunk, just plain drunk. Get your drunk on, man. You know that these images are sad. You know that there's all this destruction, but they're also beautiful. To me, again, it's an opinion. A ladder lean in case you need that. Four ones on the clock. Look at those details. You know, that building really that does not look that interesting until you get up closer and look right here. And the details. Even there's not a ton of details on this building. You know, it's got Mudflood windows. Even there's not a ton of details on that building, it's highly decorative. If you really look close, it's highly decorative. Like, why in a time when you don't even got no damn lights are you going to put that much decoration on your house? I think I would spend more time, you know, getting I think I would spend more time getting the lights going than I would the decoration. Let's see if we can find, that was second volume. Let's see if we can find first volume. That's first volume, right? Premiere volume. What else is in here? And this is something that you all should know about these digital archives, and this is very important. And hear me clearly. They are always updating these archives. Every day, they're adding new shit all around the world. All the archives around the world are always adding new stuff. It takes a lot of time and effort to digitize these images. Okay. So it does not happen quickly. So continually look at different archives, not one archive, look at different archives, because every single archive is updating all the time. I have so many, I don't even know what the hell's going on there. I've got so many lists of archives, so many different archives from around the world that I can look at right now. I mean, it's impossible for me to share what I've found. I just share a little bit here and there, but it's incredible what's out there, guys. It is. So I've always tried to encourage others to do their own research, but I'm encouraging you to do this. Go and look, because not only can I not find it all, I don't have the time. I can't share it all. That's even more important, is I can't share it all. Look at that monster. That monster. Good grief. I can't read French. Look at the Mudflood windows right there. It drops down in there. I think, I could be wrong, but I think this building might still be there. It seems like I've seen this building before. Beautiful. I don't know. I could be wrong. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible that not that man could build this, because I've seen amazing things that man can build. Man is capable of amazing things. Okay. I mean, just the other day, my boss asked me to build. Have you ever seen the TV show Ninja Warrior, American Ninja Warrior? Well, my boss asked me to build him a wood version of American Ninja Warrior. And first thing I said is, you're crazy. Because, well, yeah. But then he informed me that he was serious and that he believed I could do it. I've never in my life built anything like that. But I started researching, and I've come up with a way to do it. And so that's one of the projects that I have coming up. And it's going to be interesting. But I'm going to literally build an American Ninja Warrior training gym outside out of wood. So what I'm saying is, man is capable of amazing things. Okay. Could man build this? Yes. Could our people build this? Yes. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about man in this day and age with no electricity, no power tools, in the rain, in the sleet, in the snow, with low food. It was a different time. It's not like it is today. People were uneducated. You didn't have big cranes. It was extremely hard to fire bricks. They did not do it like they did today. Look at this. Is this a floor joist system? I mean, what the hell is that? I've never in my life seen anything like that. I mean, I can't imagine what else that would be other than a floor joist system. And I've never in my life seen anything like that. I'm not even sure how the hell that makes any sense that it will be structurally sound. That right there is mind-boggling to me. Anybody that works with construction will say the same thing. That right there is crazy. That I don't even know what to say about that. But I mean, this is amazing right here. I mean, this is bombed out shit. Now I'm not saying this building is no longer there. It may be, but they may have tried to save this one. But I guarantee you it ain't the same as it was. Can't be. Another interesting thing about these bombings, another reason I like looking at them is because you can see construction methods. Like these columns right here. I can just picture, Paul Cook salivating looking at that image right now. He'd know more about what we're looking at than I do. That's his, bag of tricks. I mean, that is just incredible. I mean, we don't build like this anymore. Could we build like this? Sure. But how much would it cost? How much labor? How much materials? Do we even have the skilled craftsmen enough to build that building? In a time frame that's worth, I mean, literally, you imagine how long it would take with the limited amount of craftsmen that we have today? Oh yeah, and you can't use power tools. You have no electricity. We're not going to let you have anything. You can't. You bring you a wood hammer and a diamond symbology. I mean, you just show up with your horse and your little wooden toolbox and you start making this thing. Come on. But I mean, if you want to believe that we did do this, if you want to believe that, that's fine with me. I don't have any problem with that. Just stay over there on your side of the fence and leave me alone, because I don't want to hear your bullshit. Like, look at this right here. What the hell is going on right there? What is this piping here? You know what that looks like to me? I could be very, very super wrong, but it looks like a radiated heating system, like a in-floor heating system. But I don't know. It's an opinion. Just incredible. I mean, yes, we expect to see this sort of architecture in Europe. Yes, definitely. And no, we don't have the same scale of this architecture in America today. But I think if you subtracted the Great Fires, you subtracted all the demolished buildings, I think if you actually could see what was here in America before they got to, tearing shit up, I think you'd be surprised. Look at that Etherfenial. Good grief. I think you'd be absolutely amazed. I'm not saying it was better than Europe, but I'm saying I think it was comparable. I think you could draw I think it was too comparable. I think it was so comparable that like they had a problem because it's supposed to be the New World, and they couldn't account for half the shit that was here. Cobblestone brick road that's not melted. Sorry, it's just not. A meltologist will tell you that's a melted brick road. Follow the melted dumbass road. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I tell you what, that I put a link in my comments to this debate between Karen B and I forget the guy's name. It was one of the meltologists, one of the lesser meltologists at that, but it was one of the funniest things I have watched in a long time. I was laughing my ass off. This guy, he didn't get destroyed by Karen B because Karen B literally just shut up and let him do it himself. The guy destroyed himself. He made himself look like such a buffoon. It was hilarious. That was really funny. So if that link is on my comment section, it was pretty recently, so you can go check that video out. Good stuff, really good stuff. And Karen B, oh my gosh, she just, I mean, let me be clear, I don't agree with half of what Karen B believes, and that's okay. She believes in Bigfoot. I don't. That's okay. She doesn't believe in Mudflood. I do. And that's okay. We both agree on flat earth. We both agree on meltology. I believe that when, you're right, you should be said, yep, they're right. That person is right on that subject. Now, that doesn't make them right on every other subject. Just because you agree with somebody on one thing doesn't mean they're right on others. I'm sure people will agree with me on some things and not agree with me on others, and that's fine. It doesn't mean they're right. It just means we don't agree. And it's okay. It's quite all right. I'm still going to sleep at night. Well, maybe not as much. I've not been getting much sleep lately because of this puppy. He decides to party 3 to 4 times a night. So 3 to 4 times a night I'm up taking him patrol. But that's okay because he's got the best Christmas present ever. I was so happy to get me a beagle dog. That's all I wanted for Christmas was a beagle dog, and that's what I got. And his color is a mud color, and I'm sitting there trying to think of the name for him. And I'm real particular about naming dogs that I've named a lot of dogs, and so I'm real particular that it's got to be the right name for it. I don't just throw a name out like, oh, look, there's Butch, or there's Scout, or I just, okay, I don't want a cliche. I don't want everybody's got the same old names. I want something that's a little different, that has a little bit of flair to it. And then it just hit me. Then he just, I don't know, it just kind of made sense. So his name is MUDDIN. And again, this is BEAGS. I'm BEAGS, and my beagle's name is MUDDIN, and the show is MUDDIN with BEAGS. So we're in a new era now. We're going to start off a little different this year, and we're just going to do things differently. The past couple years have been pretty rough for various reasons. That past 4 years have been pretty rough for various reasons, but things are getting better. And I'm learning that like we live in a very different world. I'm old school. I'm Gen X, and we don't put up with fuck shits. We just don't. Somebody crosses us, we just take them out back, and one of us walks away, and that's just how we deal with it. But in today's day and age, everybody's turned into keyboard pussies, and they can't actually get in the ring. And so you have these people that just they don't fight a good fight. And they don't there's no real conversations that are had. It's just bullshit one way and then bullshit another way, and it's just back and forth. It's like a ping pong match of bullshit, and that's no good. That doesn't work for me. So from just, I'm not doing it anymore. I've stopped working with other creators because I have a lot of respect for the other creators, but it's just there's too much bullshit that goes on with that. I'm on my own. I'm not not looking to offend anybody, but I'm just not doing. I've turned down quite a few interviews, big names. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I'm doing what I do, and that's all I'm doing. And I know it. It doesn't grow the channel, and that's okay. I'm not here to. I'm not trying to be the biggest channel. I'm just doing what I'm going to do. You're either here or you're not here. It either grows or it doesn't grow. And that's just the way it's going to be. I'm not going to be doing these, chats and interviews, and I'm not here to make buddies with the other creators. I mean, I appreciate them. I'll watch them. I sat there and watched Martin today. And that was enjoyable. I hadn't been able to do that in a long time. But there's also, like, a lot of confusion among creators where they think things that aren't true, which is frustrating because the truth is out there, but they don't bother to look. And so they have these ideas in their heads that aren't true, that don't make any sense, and they don't want to spend any time on it. So that's, what can you do? But I'm here and I'm doing what I do, and I appreciate you all. And I'm going to see what else I got here. Let's see. Let's see what I was just at. Got a whole list of these I can show. No. I wanted to bear with me a second. This one's kind of interesting, I think. Let's take a look at this, see what this is about. And this is going to be the University of Tennessee in Knoxville Digital Libraries. And Images of East Tennessee is the collection. And I guess we'll start here. Let's see. Okay. And is there a way to... Alrighty. Got prism glass right here. And you got pavement light right here all across the bottom. And it goes this way too. Looks like possibly a Mudflood window down there. Got these scrubbed cartouches here. Coins. Alrighty. Figure out how to... Another thing that's you should know in looking at these images is that every digital archives is laid out differently. Whoever codes these pages, that they really should come up with a standardized way of doing it, because every single one of them is different and it's very annoying. It makes it very difficult to look at these things. I'm just going to go through this one. I can't click from image to image, so I've got to go into each one, which takes extra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the images and I'm going to see if I think they're good, and if I do, then I'll go look at them. That's how we're going to do this one. This is Knoxville High School. Got a flat earth asterisk right there and there. And there's a porthole too, by the way. This is a porthole as well. Even though it's square, portholes could also be square. In case I've never told you. Another porthole. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that looks boring. This might be interesting. That's wild looking right there. I wonder what this... So that's part of that's a wind catcher right there. I guess I should tell you the name of these things too as I look at them. This is the Weston M. Fulton's house, built in 1928. Founded, inventor of siphon bellows, or siphon. Okay, bellows. Okay, they were founded in 1904. Okay. Founded. I don't even care about the word founded. I think it's, take the legal definitions and the fucking what people think about the word founded. Look, we didn't build these buildings. I don't care what you call it. I don't really, the ninnies talking about the damn, the small details of shit like that is just like, who gives a shit? I just don't care. I don't even care about that. I don't believe that we built these things. Look at that ether finial up there. I think this is a very common thing right here. You see how these people are just standing outside the house, out in the yard. It's I almost get the feeling that when people arrived and they claimed a house, they said, "I'm going to claim this house." You know, it's like we're going to take a ride through the city and we're going to claim a house. Oh yes, honey, look at that one. That one's wonderful. We'll take that one. Okay, okay, sir. This is your house, and it'll be the what house is this? This will be the Stanford mansion. Okay, whatever. And I think, okay, they're gonna like, okay, now everybody stand outside the house. We're gonna take a picture of it because this is gonna be basically the proof that your family was here. Blah blah blah. You're staking your claim. It's almost like that movie where Tom Hanks and not Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise and what's her name, and they run across the west and they stake their claim and they put the flag in the ground. I think that's what those pictures are because they're just so damn common. Got a vaudeville, okay. Gay Street is a known viaduct, in case anybody was unaware and uninformed of that. So this what you're looking at here is a viaduct, 100%. They have, definitely. I mean, it doesn't look like much. It just looks like a city street, don't it? I mean, just, whatever. It's a city street. Woohoo. Okay. What's the big deal, Beags? What do we care, Beags? I don't get it, Beags. What does it matter, Beags? Flat Earth asterisks. Okay. Right there, all across. Why is it always that same symbol? Why? Why do they always have that? Why that symbol? Why does nobody ever question that? Oh, it's just pretty. It's just the decor of the times. Yeah. And they all wore bowler hats at the same time for a reason. Yeah. Just saying. Just saying. The damn uniform is what those bowler hats are. This might be an orphan home. There's another flat earth asterisk. That's Knoxville Catholic High School. Okay. There's Mudflood winners right there. They can't all be winners. Beverly Hills Sanatorium. That should be interesting. Riverside Hospital. Okay. Let's go check these out. So this is the sanatorium. Alrighty. Not too spectacular. Oh, this is a weird one. Look at the way they built that. I mean, come on. How ridiculous is that? I mean, this right here, they would supposedly bring in the horse and cart and it would, go around here, come in here and turn around, whatever. Can you imagine the horse trying to get up this, driveway in the mud? I mean, why would you just not level the ground? It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make sense. Knoxville General Hospital. Library. Okay, let's look at these ones. Ooh, that's a good one. Look at all the ivy. Diamond symbology. Wind catcher. Looks like they've lost one of the urns here. It fell off. Gosh, can you imagine the damage that would do if it fell off that roof? That's a half a flat earth asterisk right there. Just double it, mirror it on the bottom, and you got a flat earth asterisk. Lawson McGee Library. It's probably a Carnegie Library. That's one of the funniest things is the Carnegie bullshit. You know, Carnegie, it's like Carnegie donated all these buildings. Yeah, Carnegie. Yeah. No, he didn't. They had so many buildings, they thought it would be funny to just say that Carnegie donated all the buildings. And we believed it. We ate it up. Oh, that Carnegie, yeah, he's a good guy. He's a philanthropist. Yeah, oh, good guy. Yeah, 1898. Castle. In case you need Castle. Middle of Tennessee. I mean, you know, Castle. It's just, I mean, that's Castle. No two ways about it. It's Castle. In case you need one. Knoxville Academy of Medicine. They can't all be winners. I like that movie Bad Santa. He pulls out the kid's got one of those calendars where you open it. I forget what they're called, nativity calendars, whatever, and you open it up and you get the candies every day. You get a candy, and they tells a story. And the little kid, if you've never seen the movie Bad Santa, I don't want to get away too bad, but the Santa, the bad Santa, well, okay, the bad Santa's a drunk. Okay, let's just get down to it. And he takes and eats the candy, but then he feels bad about it. So he goes and he puts like aspirin in the kid's little calendar thing, and the kid opens it up. It's like duct tape. So I think somebody messed with it. He's like, no, nobody messed with it. And he opens it up and it's like got these aspirin in it. And he's like, this one's got aspirin. He's like, they can't all be winners. That movie's so funny. Look at that old stoplight setup. And I think, yeah. See this ladder right here that the policeman used to get up in this little thing right here, and he would watch the traffic and turn the lights by hand. You know, there's pavement light right there across there. It's hard to see, but it's there. Wow, look at the detail. Fleur de lis. Well, that's a French symbol because the French do it. No, motherfuckers, that ain't the French symbol. It's a flat earth asterisk. It's a half of a flat earth asterisk. Just mirror the fleur de lis upside down. You got a flat earth asterisk. You got a Taurus field. Stoneball finials. Got an unscrubbed cartouche, sorta. Probably a scrubbed cartouche with a new A put into it. I swear, every time when I first started pointing out cartouches, every time somebody would be like, they would think I was talking about Egyptian cartouches. Like they had no idea what I was talking about. And it was like, what's wrong with you people? Prism glass right there. And anytime you see prism glass, look down for pavement light or the possibility of pavement light, because the same company sold both and they served the same function. They took light and then shined it further back into the building. Brownlow building. Oh, this is freaking interesting. Whoa, what we got here? What are you people up to? I think we found some hanky panky here, y'all. They're holding this building up. This I-beam's going through here and this I-beam's going through there. What are y'all up to? There's pavement light right there, there, and there. I wonder what they're doing. Very interesting. I mean, just that road right there. Look how hard they're having to drive up this road to get up this hill. See, this is another thing I learned. There was something in my Raleigh research that was like a epiphany. I kept finding this weird phenomena where like it was not making sense, the roads that I was seeing compared to, like in the past compared to the roads I was seeing in the future. Like when I would look at old photographs and then I would look at the like Google Earth or modern photographs of the city, they didn't match up. And like I couldn't figure out what it was. But I later realized what it was that they regraded the city of Raleigh to get rid of a lot of the hills. And they've even been doing it all my life, because looking back, I can see now roads that, like, I remember really bad hills in downtown Raleigh where they're not there anymore. And what they've gone in and they've regraded. So this would be a great example right here. I can tell they were having trouble with the cars getting up and down this road. Okay. So I would go and look at, if you could find this location with this building, I would go look at it today and see if they regraded that. Because I think you might find something interesting. It's very possible. Maybe not, but it's just, you take what you can get. I mean, we got to take every little thing we can get to look at. Market Square Dry Goods Company. Hello, Mr. Bryce. Merry Christmas. There's prism glass right there, so that you would look for pavement lights under that, which I don't see, but that doesn't mean they're not there or that you can't see them anymore. Looks vanilla skied. Okay. The Knoxville Sentinel building. This was another common type of architecture where you'd have this corner opening on a building, and you would have a post in the center, and the entrance would be at an angle, which is very strange. It seems to me like these are modifications that we did this in a lot of cases, and I think they were in some way related to what was going on the sides, because you see this weird angle here. You got this Mudflood window down here, and clear as day there's another floor below here. That knob and tube wiring going up there. Hotel Atkin and Economy Drug Company. There's another one of them police boxes. Blocks Aristocratic Candies. All right. That's really weird. Diamond symbology. I definitely was not interested in the way the world used to be until I woke up to Mudflood. It was boring. It was old. It was, who cared? Van Deventer building? Okay. Alrighty. That's a lot of electric right there. Phoenician waves. Got a ghost. Alrighty. What else we got? That looks like a drawing. Corner Melrose. I'm not looking at all these. I'm just grabbing the ones I find that might be interesting. One reason is we don't have enough time to look at everything. Another thing is I'm encouraging you to do it yourself. Go look for yourself. See what you find. That was kind of boring. I mean, because, guys, in all honesty, I'm human and I could kill over tomorrow. Like, there could be no BEAGS tomorrow. Okay. There could be no Campbell. There could be no Martin. There could be no Levy. There could be no whoever. Okay. You name it. That we might not be here tomorrow. You never know. There might be some, jackboot thug operation where they take out all the, Mudflood researchers in a great big roundup of, Tartarian, totalitarian state takeover. You never know. So you guys need to be the shark teeth, and you guys need to learn to do this yourself and go and learn to find these things and learn to understand what you're looking at, portholes, wind catchers, what's going on with that, and just be ready to take step up, and Knoxville Courthouse. We've looked at this one on the show before. Obelisk, better pictures. This is a probably a painting done with a picture. They would take a photograph and then paint over it and then use it as a postcard usually. And this is another phenomenon that I find very strange and I don't have an answer for. You see these trees right here where the branches have been taken out? You got this one tree here with branches. These are obviously painted in, okay? But then you got these, and I know this is a painting, but it's taken from a photograph more than likely. I've seen this hundreds of times, thousands of times. I don't even know. But there's these trees in this time frame where they were cut out. And I do not have an explanation for it. I've never found any information as to why they did that. You'd see the old, in a lot of these painted photographs, they would go in and add leaves back into the trees. But here's another thing. The how hard was it to climb up the tree and cut those trees in that time frame? They didn't have chainsaws. You imagine having to, shimmy up a tree and cut the freaking limbs? Have you ever done that before? I mean, I've done. This is a phone pole right here, by the way. That's a phone pole. I know it just looks like a stick of wood sticking out of the ground, but that's a phone pole. And what they do is they would cut the image out. They would vanilla sky and cut the image out. And then when they painted it, why they leave the phone pole, I don't know. They did some weird shit back then. Now, I don't know why they did it. I just know they did it. Maybe one of you will figure out why they did it. Knox County Courthouse. So here's another one of those photos where it looks staged. Like, look, we found this building. We're claiming it. We're going to call it the courthouse. We stake our claim. That's what it looks like to me. It's an opinion. That was not too good. Ooh. Oakwood Mansion. Hold on. There we go. Wow. What you got going there? That's interesting. Got lions. Da-di-da-di-da-di-da. What is this? CJ McClung Residence? McClung. Second Empire style. I love this style. Portholes. Ether fencing. That's a nice home. I like that. I've always liked Second Empire. Let's see. YMCA. Oh. Wow. Look at that. What is that a, it's just there's spread right there. Is that a tree or is that a phone pole? Oh, that's really weird. Mudflood Wander. The YMCA is a lie. YMCA is mud flooded. YMCA is an old world designation building. 1854. We're going to put on the top of the building. That's when we decided to found it. Whatever you want to say. Arclight. It's a Moorish look to it. Pickle Mansion. That's funny sounding. Yeah, I don't know if y'all ever seen the show. Was it American Moonshiners? I don't remember what the show was. They had this character guy on there called Tickle. That guy cracked me up. Tickle. And then they gave him his own show. I don't know. He was something else though. Central Methodist Episcopal Church. Just another big ass building. Nothing to see here. Go to church. Read your Bible. Shut the fuck up. Don't ask questions. Elks Home, Knoxville. Look at that. I mean, what? Why? Why? What? The 2 stories below ground, and look at the placement of that door. Like that. Does that look right to you? I mean, that door looks like it's in the same line. The bottom of the door looks like it's in the same line with the window here. That doesn't make any sense right there. Now, granted, it's not a picture, but it's very odd looking. This is, what was this thing? Buttons Aren't Toys. First Presbyterian Church. Knoxville Sentinel Building. There's one of those weird corners. Bum, bum, bum. Bradley Drug Company. Dog Toothing. Love those old posters. They're cool. All right. Empire Office Building. There's Fred. Little Mudflood winter below ground there. Mudflood winter's down here. Looks like a Mudflood drop in right there. See the railing? Do. Oh, there it goes. Hello, Crosshatch. How you doing? We're just looking at some digital archives tonight. Waiting on Santa Claus to come. Of course, Santa already came to see me. He brought me a beagle puppy. I'm so happy. His name is MUDDIN. And I'm BEAGS, and this is MUDDIN with BEAGS. I know. It's clever. We can't help it. Gosh, look at that. Rose window. Wind catcher there. Look at that right there. You see, they did a little scraping there on that glass plate. And the reason they did that is to they wanted to show that this one was the same as that one. So they scratched it around here because they could still see it. They wanted to make it stand out to make it look better for the picture. Or more than likely, they probably did that because this was going to be a postcard, and they wanted the person that's going to paint the postcard to be able to see that. I don't see anything there interesting to me. Let's look at the interior of the Tennessee Theater. Why not? I wish we had, I wish theaters were still like this. Now they're so boring. I don't know. I can imagine it was a cool place to take, take a date. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It was like a higher class of place. I don't know. It was like a. Oh wait. Oh 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 no no. Oh, way back. There you go. Okay. All right. Riverside Drive water pumping station. I think the pumping stations, the water systems, I think a lot of those are old world. They're very, very complicated stuff. This is like I said earlier, Gay Street in Knoxville, Tennessee is a known viaduct. And this is the viaduct coming into the city right here. That is a viaduct, is a raised platform or raised road. It's probably not a very accurate photograph, but look at that right there. I mean, what is going on right there? I don't even know. I've yet had anybody come at me about anything that's like that I brought to the table. Pavement light, viaducts, flat Earth asterisks, monstrances, my mud flood theory, wind catchers. I've not had anybody come at me and try to, tear it down, try to tear it apart, try to, like, nobody, nobody has been able to, like, rip that apart. And that says something. That's a challenge. I mean, please try. Please try. A triple double dog dare you. Woof. Come on. Let's see. Okay. What we got? University of Tennessee campus. Ooh. Wow. That's a big one. Wind catcher up there. That reminds me very much of if you watch the TMI episode on Halloween. It reminds me very much of that. Very, very close, within 45 miles of that building. That layout. Very, very similar. The way it's sitting up on the hill like that. This is a more modern photo, but this is labeled the Gay Street Viaduct. So what you're looking at here looks like a normal, everyday, boring old city street. Nothing to see here, right? But it's a raised platform. Okay. But here's where this becomes important. Okay. It's not just a raised platform. There's a known underground here. Okay. This is widely known. But this is where they get you. This is where they trip you up. They'll talk about the Gay Street Viaduct, right? But what they don't tell you is about this way and that way. They don't tell you going this way or that way, or, at the next intersection, this way or that way. And the next, they don't tell you that those are viaducts too. That's what they don't tell you. They make you focus on this. It's like in Atlanta, they make you focus on the Atlanta Underground. And just ignore that the rest of the city is viaduct. Oh, just ignore that. That's not important. We're not talking about that. What are you talking about? What viaducts? No. The underground is the viaduct. No. It's the city. It's the whole city of Atlanta is a fucking viaduct. Well, what do you mean? I mean, the whole city's raised on a fucking platform. Why? And why do you not know it? Why does nobody know this? Why? It's in the histories. It's they admit it. I mean, there are other cities that they've done this to. There are other viaduct cities, but this city, they admit it. They say, yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, yep. But don't look there. No. Just go to the underground. We'll show you all about it. We'll show you the underground. Yeah, it's right here. This is the underground. We're going to show you 4 blocks. Okay. What used to be 4 blocks is less than that now. But now I think it's like a one city block. It's not, they've reduced it. But it's like, we're going to show you this one little bit, and that's going to be, it. That's going to be the extent of the viaduct. Yeah, don't worry about the rest of it. Don't just ignore the fact that it keeps going. That's not important. The whole city has lost up to 40 feet. 40 freaking feet. 40 feet, y'all. There are sections of Atlanta that are 40 feet deep in viaduct. What's down there? What? I don't know. I have people contact me from now on. So here's some of these postcards where they've painted them. They've taken a photograph and they paint. But I've had people contact me behind the scenes and talk about things that they know and have seen in Atlanta under the viaducts. Um, and it's not stuff that I can prove. It's just people sharing with me. So I don't share it with you because I don't want to share stuff that I can't, give the proof for, that I can't really show you. But if some of what they say is true, it's interesting. I've had people tell me about cities that are let's just say on the northeast of America, that where they have these tunnel systems that start way outside of the city, and they drive in through these tunnel systems to underground um under the cities, and they never see the light of day down there, and it's just this is the Grand Army Republic Monument. Oh, these monuments are crazy. But there's things going on in the underground of our country that are incredible. Here's an exhibition. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is something that I think a lot of people studying the World's Fairs miss out on, is they forget about the smaller exhibitions. I think you got your wing disc, your AE. I think that these smaller exhibitions were part of this World's Fair, this worldwide World's Fair. I think these were just the satellite World's Fairs, the smaller ones for the smaller towns. And I think they're part of it. I think they're all incorporated into one thing. But see, I think that they got the World's Fair. Well, we got a hold of them. I think we got them going at different times, which is why they had different fairs at different times. I think it took time to get them up and going. Maybe some of them were in better shape. Maybe some of them were, maybe they had more labor to work on some of them. I don't know. It's just an opinion. I think we're getting into mostly postcards now, where they've painted them. I don't. Those are interesting. They're wonderful. I just don't find them as interesting because even though they were done off of photographs, I'm sure there's more that keep going there. But I'm gonna stop that one right there. I think that's about where we're gonna do. Oh, there was another one I wanted to show you. Let's see. Hope you guys are having a real good Christmas. I've had a real good Christmas. Let's see here. I spent the day yesterday running around with the boss man. I actually got to let's see. Hold on. I gotta find the right one. Nope. Here we go. I actually got invited to a party, a bonfire of a very very wealthy man that he's a CEO of a major software corporation. He saw my work recently, and he invited me to his little soiree. I said, I don't think you want me at your sport, your party. Yeah, I'm like, look, I'm like, I don't do party like that. Not, I, I just don't. That's not me. And it's I don't know. I might go, I might not. I don't know. That's just not my thing anymore. But it might mean work work in the future. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I was gonna show you something. Let's see. Okay. Shares the screen. And we've got this is from the Monovisions Black and White Photography Magazine. This is an excellent digital archive. This is not a. This is more like a website for photography lovers, and they have some really good shit on here. And they update it from time to time, just like all the rest of them. And this is images of vintage historic black and white photos from Edinburgh, Scotland, 1890s. And so we'll check these out, see what we got. Well, that's not gonna, wait a minute. Hold on. There's a better way to look at this, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, driving drunk here, I guess. Let me see if I can do it this way. Yes. There we go. Okay. Looks like they vanilla skied the top there. What I've just found interesting about these images is the scale of what they have done in this time frame is just phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. Just look at that. I mean, just incredible. Like, what the hell is this thing? I mean, it looks just like a kind of like a miniature monstrance. Looks like the roof's burned off of it or something. Just absolutely incredible. Look at that, a big old fountain. I mean, this place is off the hook. I just can't imagine a place like this. Like, look at it, the little Freds everywhere, just running around like little tiny little Freds, just bringing all this shit in. I mean, look at this light. I mean, that's redonkulous. At the fencing. I mean, look at this right here. What in the hell? What is this thing? Right here, they got this whole. You tell me that's not a building? It's like a building below the. I mean, really? You got cobblestone brick road that's not melted. I mean, can you believe it? They have actual cobblestone brick road that's not melted. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. It's amazing. I mean, what is this thing? I don't even know what that. I have no idea what this is. Princess Street, Castle and Scott Monument. I mean, there's some shit going on underground here. I think this might be what we're just looking at, but the reverse image, the reverse direction. But what is this thing? That's crazy. How do you get people in this time riding around on horses to make that? How? How do you get them to do that? It ain't money. because I'm sorry that they'd much rather have food in their belly than that. So that ain't what we're talking about. Edinburgh Castle. It's just nuts. And Edinburgh's known for having an underground. Look, there's underground something right there. I flood winters there underneath that. But Edinburgh's known for having an underground. I think that's the that's the end of that one. Let me see if there's anything else in my little folder here that I was wanting to show you fellas. What is this one? This is I don't know what you call this one. This is on the Library of Congress Digital Archives. I forget what. Let's see. I'm not sure what collection this is, but I just thought it was interesting. Look at this right here. Like, you just have to wonder if that's like that just keeps going and there's a big arch here or something. I don't know. But what I thought was interesting about this was all the different drawings. Details of western stairway, basement story, north wing of possibly the Capitol. I don't know, mate, because that looks like the Capitol building, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Column being raised in the setting during construction of U.S. Post Office. But this has got some cool stuff in it. I'm just share it with you. You can go and check it out for yourself. Might inspire you to go. Look. It's weird looking. Like, what in the world? It's just strange. Saying no underground in Edinburgh. Okay, I'm gonna go. All right, hold on. Let me go look into that. Google. Ooh, I don't know if that's gonna work. How do you spell? Wait a minute. Bear with me. Where is it? I think I can get it that way. No, not all that. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Can you go underground in Edinburgh? Aircat tours are the oldest Edinburgh underground tours. They are also 5-star attractive with the tourist board, offers less screens, blah, 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 blah. Is there really an underground city in Edinburgh? Well, there's something there. What were the ground vaults originally used for? Merchants and trades. Yes, there was an underground Edinburgh. So I was just checking my memory. I am getting old, you know. I'm 51 years old now, so you know, it's good to check the old, you know, pipes, make sure they're still, you know, squirting, you know, intelligence. And there's a yeah, I think this is it. There we go. Yeah, that's an interesting photo somebody made of kind of a concept of what it's like. So there's the above ground stuff and then the below ground stuff. So yeah, there's an underground in Edinburgh. Yeah, I like to check. I like to check myself because you know I've been doing this quite a while, and you know sometimes the pipes get rusty, so it's always good to go double check um, if you're not sure. Always good to check. This is Columbia University Libraries McKim, Mead, and White photo albums. We're not going to have time to get into this, but this is another interesting one. If you're, you know, here's some like homework for you to go and check into. Um, there's some neat stuff here. You might find some really cool stuff. Let's just look at this one here. Let's see. Oh, wow. Mamma Mia. Phoenix. Check out that back plate. Wow. That is so cool. There's that weird symbol. Very interesting. I see that over and over and over again. I still have not figured out what it is or what it's called or nothing. Very interesting. That is a hell of a fireplace. That reminds me, let's see. There was two, let me find the movies so I can, two movies I wanted to share with you guys I watched pretty recently that I thought you might find interesting watches. Um, there's this one's on, I think, well, this one's on Tubi. It was called White Boy, and it was about White Boy Rick. Interesting documentary. So if you're interested in if it, I don't want to tell you about it because I don't want to give it away, but it was really interesting about the drug trade, talking about the drug trade and police corruption in Detroit. And it was a very interesting story, and it said a lot about our criminal justice system and the press and how the truth can be way different than what we see on TV and in the news. So that one I'd like to suggest. That's on Tubi TV for free. And then there was another one called Peanut Butter Falcon. I'm not sure where I watched that one. Let me see if I can find that. And then where did I watch that? That might be on I think I watched that on Amazon Prime. Anyways, Peanut Butter Falcon was interesting. It was a story about a retarded guy that um he escapes from this group, like a old person's home that they put him in, because that's the only place they had to put him. He runs away and he hooks up with Shia LaBeouf, and he's on the run because he's a crab fisherman. He's gotten into some trouble, and the retarded kid wants to be a wrestler, and his favorite wrestler is, this is all set in North Carolina, and his favorite wrestler is this guy named the Saltwater Redneck, and he runs a wrestling school, and the guy wants to go to be a wrestler. It was a good movie. It was just a good little movie, and I'd like to suggest it. But a little interesting note is that the character the Saltwater Redneck is very interesting to me, because back in the 90s I had a friend named Kurt, and Kurt lived next door to me, and I remember Kurt and we were sitting there drinking beer, and he had a big screen TV, and he was watching wrestling, and I don't like wrestling, but he liked it, and he looked at me and he said, "I'm gonna be that one day." Like, okay, whatever, drink my beer. Well, several years later, he went to wrestling school and he became a wrestler, and he wasn't a big name, but his job was to get beat up, and that he was the one that they would throw through chairs and tables and hit with chair. They would just, his job was to get beat up. Even though wrestling is staged, it's very physical, and you do get the shit beat out of you. Because it's very, very physical, especially night after night. He eventually had to quit because it was just so hard on his body, and he got on he got on painkillers because he was in so much pain, and it just destroyed him. He later became, of all things, a hairdresser, and that's what he remains to this day. But the reason I'm telling you this story is because his name, this is in the 90s. Now, this movie that I'm telling you about came out 2000 something. It was set in North Carolina about a wrestler named the Saltwater Redneck. I've never in my life heard anyone else say Saltwater Redneck except this guy, my friend Curtis, who, when he was a professional wrestler, his stage name was the Saltwater Redneck. Now, what are the odds that you got a guy in North Carolina that becomes the Saltwater Redneck, and later on they have a guy on a movie, his stage name is Saltwater Redneck? I mean, it's just, I have to wonder if somewhere along the lines, whoever wrote this movie knew my friend, and that's where they got the name. I don't know, but it's just really, really interesting that and when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, that can't be coincidence. No way. But anyways, I really appreciate all of you hanging out, and again, we're gonna start anew. I am BEAGS, and this is MUDDIN. He's my Christmas present this year. Best Christmas present ever. He's spoiled rotten, pure teeth, just stinking rotten. But he's going to be a fixture on the show here. Yes. And he's very, very lovable, and very, very he's a wild man, and he's going to be a lot of fun. And I really appreciate my boss Ryan giving me the puppy for Christmas, because it's everything that I wanted for Christmas. So we'll see you real soon, and thank everyone, especially the Patreons. Thank you for your support, and thank you all in the community for sticking with us and continuing this research. And we're just going to party our way out of here.
Say woof again! Say woof again!
I've got one that can see.
It's a mystery! It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma! Don't you get it?
Welcome to the underground.
This is my kung fu, and it is strong.
See you later.